Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be. Best believe it's gonna be another great week of Street Fighter League Japan. There it is, you already know. My name is Vicious, here with F-Word with our classic intros to deliver all of the finest action you could expect here in the land of Japan. And speaking of action, we haven't stopped. We've had so much going on in the realm of Street Fighter 6, but one thing is for certain, we're trying to determine who will make it into the big playoff spot. With just about 5 weeks remaining, including this one as well. It's so close. It's so damn close in regards to who's going to be making it. We had such a big surprise as well. Last week, we had so many bangers after bangers, and also some really unprecedented results that have really shaken up the leaderboard. I myself haven't been able to check it out all the way through. I saw the scores, I saw the highlights, so actually, I'm going to be picking F-Word's brain a lot as we go into some of these matches. But before we do that, let's talk about the format. What do we got, F-Word?
Yeah, man, those of you who are new to Street Fighter League, firstly, Vicious, amazing that you're even here, buddy. I mean, seriously, what a beast. From the Dominican Republic straight here to Street Fighter League, JP. This guy's a freaking animal. Anyway, guys, home versus away, as you know, 3 matches. First match for 10 points, second match for 10 points, third match, the anchor one, the all-important for 20 points. And the team that's away from home reveals their order first, and the team that's at home can then counterpick on the fly. If they are tied by the time it gets to the end of that, we go to a tiebreaker match, a first to 1 for just 5 points, consistent with the Street Fighter League EU, slightly different from the Street Fighter League USA, which I've been watching you guys on Vicious. Great job so far, amazing, tantalizing stuff, and that's how it goes, guys, for those of you who aren't familiar.
And again, we've talked about what exactly is on the line. Not only is it the right to the playoffs, but it's also going to be who will win this 8 million yen prize pool, with first place getting 5 million. That's a giant lion's share for the team. Second place getting 2 million, and third place getting 1 million. And we got to get some of these products as well. When we go over to Japan, once I go over to Japan, I'm going to make sure to get at least some space in my luggage to at least give it to F-Word, give it to St. Cola. And I got to ask him, man, I got to see how it feels like, because again, F-Word's got the lovely facial hair, St. Cola, he's got all the hair up top. Me, I'm just a bystander. But I'll tell you what, they are playing for that prestige, the title of world champions over at Capcom Cup this year, to face off against the other champions representing for Street Fighter League Europe as well as Street Fighter League US. It's going to be so insane to see that coming back into Capcom Cup as well. They've already announced the dates, they have announced the schedule so far, or they actually haven't fully given out the details just yet, but best believe it is going to be a clash of legendary titans regardless. But going into it, right, we talked about some of the big shakeups in the standings. I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit later, but I believe for our current segment, for our week, it's going to be, I believe, Cyclops Athlete Gaming OSAKA versus Shinobism Gaming. Both had pretty shaky starts for their matchup opening, last week? FAV Gaming versus Detonation FocusMe, and as well as GyoGun versus Saishunkan Kumamoto. Pretty action-packed all the way through.
That's correct. Yeah, and what we're picking up on from last week was just, I think the week you were here, we had an incredible performance from both GyoGun and Shinobism to give themselves a chance, particularly GyoGun beating Detonation, beating the Talisman in Fudo. Unfortunately, it was back to their old ways last week, as I think they were on the receiving end of a 40-0. And now, I think we got 3 or 4 games left in this stage. 60 points, sitting rock bottom. Very, very, very tough task. But if they can get some 40-0s on the board, anything's possible. And then, of course, Shinobism as well, not too far away from that, only 75 points, 15 points adrift from the bottom. But a whole 35 points away from a qualification spot with just a few games left. They need to start pulling that together as well. Saichu Kumamoto, however, who've been top 2 all season, after last week, Vicious, they've dropped into 4th. So they're actually the closest team to not qualifying in that top 4. So they got to be careful, because if Shinobism or Cyclops does rally towards the end of this season, they could actually flop this after winning the first stage. Imagine that. It's possible right now.
And you're talking about being tied with Detonation FocusMe, who have historically not really been able to claim their worth in the playoff spot. But we'll see if that shakes up today. We have our first matchup coming up real soon. It's going to be Shinobism Gaming starting things off. You already know it. Let's see if they can shake off from last week. They guarantee at least some strong showing. Good Johnny, the swanky ninja, coming in, as well as the man who will put you 6 feet under every single time. It's the Gravemaker, Fujimura. Followed by, man, one of my most recently favorite players, Yamaguchi, so aggressive with the DJ. None other than the man who is Shinobism's prime ninja. It's Momochi. who's been rocking out a lot of Luke Modern too, right?
Yeah, he's been picking Modern and Classic for certain characters for certain matches. Got that Modern available. A lot of these top players opt in for that Modern. We saw Shuto on fire last week with a Classic Marissa, but also whips out the Modern occasionally too.
And the guys on the home squad, obviously, is going to be Cyclops, Athlete Gaming Osaka, by the man who is loved back by the fighting game community. That is my man, Kazunoko, followed by the most winningest devil himself, with a sly, wry smile at the same time, Togura. And the theoretical value, we'll figure out what that number actually is. It's Fenrich. Then, of course, Mr. Extraordinaire himself. He's got the one in his name. It's Goichi. With a plethora of different characters. He's been showing off that Chun-Li though. I've been watching his streams. He's been testing out other characters a little bit, but his primary focus, obviously, that Chun-Li. This is the team that has had such high potential. I actually had the luxury of talking to Gachikun this weekend, all weekend, about everything that's been going on with some of these teams and their dynamic. He actually really is a big fan of Shinobism Gaming, but also with Cyclops, Athlete Gaming Osaka, we talked about the powerhouses they have on this team, and the first thing he said to me is like, so much potential. In English, he told me so much potential. We're not seeing that necessarily reflected, right?
Yeah, agreed, man. This is what's been happening all season. They've been kind of like showing moments of brilliance but not going there. Let's take a look at the order here from Shinobism Gaming. This is a massive game, by the way. This is a bottom of the table clash. I think the loser of this could very well be out of the chances of qualifying. So Shinobism going to go Yamaguchi first, Momochi second, and then Fujimura. We didn't see him last week. Actually, we were surprised not to see him last week. Coming back in straight into the anchor position. Fujimura is such an incredible Ken player. What do you think of that order, Vicious?
I mean, it's a strong order regardless, right? Just looking at, even without taking the players into account, you're looking at a Ken, DJ, and Luke. Now that we actually put the player into account, Yamaguchi's been so damn strong in the World Warrior series, right? I think this is a very much so even call out for Goichi. I don't think Chun-Li does poorly against the characters with really great horizontal rush, really solid neutral game with some of the single hits that could lead into big damage, or even fireballs, right? Chun-Li is very much so the stopper for this archetype. I think for both like Ken's and Luke's, and surprisingly enough, the DJs too.
Yeah, I think she gives these characters I don't think she necessarily beats them, but she forces them to play a lot more honest. Kikoken on the screen gives them a lot more to think about. They got to be a bit more careful with their drive rush, and then they got to hold a lot of pressure from her when she gets that projectile on the screen and follows behind it. Yamaguchi has been as you mentioned, man, he's been brilliant. He's not exactly the best performing player in the league, but he's in the top 6. I think he's like got 4 out of 6 this second stage. 45 points collected for his team. Very reliable. Makes sense to put him first. Now, Goichi, still rocking them glasses, still needs that freaking screen fixed. Gonna find out who's coming up for them in this first game.
Do you think it helps with the reflexes? Do you think like the shades help him like see through the frames? You can see the numbers. No, but like all jokes aside, I feel like Goichi, he's been tried and true as like having one of the best defense in the game, in the business, really, in any game he plays. And Yamaguchi kind of pays him that respect. You know, he says Goichi has fantastic reflexes, but I practiced specifically for him, so he's ready. Goichi having his words, also his pre-game interview going in. We're gonna get that translation ready in just a bit. But we also saw a very emotional performance from him about what, 2 weeks ago, or no, actually two sections ago, right?
Yeah, it was a massive performance from him. As I mentioned earlier, put them in pole position to start climbing the table. They were on 20 points, then they 40-0 detonation, and a win against Fudo in that anchor match. If you recall, me and you, Vicious, there. But you can see it's not been, you know, there's that win there against the DJ, 20 points. But you can see, other than that, unfortunately, went on to lose to Moke straight away the next week. And they actually got 40-0 back. So from gaining that 60 points, they stayed on 60 points the week into it. Now, Yamaguchi on the flip side, so much more consistent. Look at that. Throughout the season, he's got about 70% win rate. He tends to get the results. His DJ's deadly. Love this guy's DJ. One of the most underrated DJs in the world. And he'll have form here. But he is the guy that's performing outside of Shinobism, though, who aren't really performing outside. Even Fujimura's 2 and 4. Shinobism is sitting second from bottom despite the caliber of their players. So, you know, I'm sure Yamaguchi will do what he usually does, but he needs the rest of the team to pull forward now. Vicious.
That's wild. Just listening to the statistics is actually the most like the wild thing you could ever imagine. Like, you have legends, right, facing off against each other week in, week out, and some of them that you would mostly favor in like an offline premiere, you don't see them getting that same type of success here in the league against the rest of their peers, if you will, which is kind of wild. And again, it's really also exciting to see how the meta is going for the land of Japan. When we see them stream, when we see them practice up certain matchups, it's a very, very interesting development, and it doesn't necessarily spell the success that they're looking for, which is also really, really exciting. It adds to the story as well. But taking a look at DJ versus Chun-Li, I spoke my piece a little bit. I think Chun-Li does a pretty good job against fireballs overall. DJ a little bit susceptible to one of the system mechanics, drive impact, right, because of those single strikes. He has phenomenal range to him, but he could also be very susceptible on the offhand. What's your take on this matchup in particular?
Well, I think the slower it goes, the better it suits Chun-Li. If she can control the tempo of the match, it tends to be a lot better for her. DJ can be frustrated by that Kikoken follow-up, like I've said, keeping that on the screen. But he can play a fireball game too. We've seen Yamaguchi do this. We've seen him kick back, play the fireball game, buy this time, throw in that EX slash, and then suddenly he's in your face with plus frames. So he's got a lot of answers as well. I think it's 5-5.
It's kind of that aspect. I'm glad you mentioned that. We've talked about DJ versus Guile. That one aspect of the fireball game could be a little bit problematic, right?
Exactly. It just depends when he puts it out there. We'll see. All right, first game, Street Fighter League Japan. We're here, and it is Yamaguchi who gets the opening with that rapid crouch medium punch. And Goichi in a familiar place there, stuck in the corner. Wake up, instant air legs, gets him out of that situation though. What a read on the throw.
And I love that too. Chun-Li, one of the few characters that can get away with some of these actions, avoiding the throws. A lot more success other than others without as much risk behind it. And again, gets to do it and finds the mark. Yo, Goichi get the double spinning bird and the drive impact to solidify it. That's so smart. It's good that it was early, recognizing Yamaguchi only had one bar because of the fact that there's no invincibility on it. I love that. Yo, finish the job. Goichi with the explosive start. My man.
Explosive start for him, terrible start for me. As I said, he couldn't kill there. Shut your mouth, F-word. More than could kill, and that's the EX of his own to open up the round. Man, Goichi looking to pick up where he left off a couple matches ago. Get himself back on winning ways after that terrible loss to Moke. Put his team back, solidified in the bottom.
I also had a really good talk with like Solid Walker as well as Logan in regards to how DJ operates. This man has a horizontal dive kick, right, with drive rush forward into the just cool. It's so good. How is he ready for that, man?
He's called out the throw every single time. Crazy. He got thrown once. Other than that, he's just made the read. Yeah, I mean, it's a complete guess. Yamaguchi's gonna be scared to throw at this rate. Goichi's kept himself. Oh, tries to jump in. Okay, text this time.
Oh.
No, big whiff.
That's the second time. That's the second time he's tried to do drive rush forward Sobot as a preemptive counter hit, like a preemptive counter strike, I guess. Really, I don't know what he's trying to look for from these drive rush.
It calls out the crouch medium punch. So if he tries to check the crouch medium punch, he does a Sobat. The medium punch whiffs, and then the Sobat automatically whiff punishes. But he just gets a knockdown and a bit of corner carry. So I agree, Vicious. I'm not sure it's worth putting that in there when you're at such a life deficit. And Goichi didn't take the bait, ended up costing him the game. Another escape from the corner. Oh wow,
that was cool. Have you ever seen the third stomp hit like that?
Who says she ain't got throw loops? She don't need throw loops. She's got the mix up all good block. Oh my goodness, Goichi is going to town, Vicious. Going to town on my guy.
I don't know if he's going to town. I think he's already had permanent estate in Yamaguchi's head way before this game started. Man, he's making all the right reads, brother.
I like.
It's wild.
It's a beatdown. We talk about form, 70% win rate for Yamaguchi, something like a 20% win rate for Goichi. But he is running away with this set. Drops his head stomp, still gets the reset with a throw. Yamaguchi needs something, he needs it now. And he's not gonna get it.
Right, his block. Excellent defense thus far. Oh, and that's what I like to see. That's actually way more common than I see it, right? The drive rush forward into the just cool. I think we see that way more often than drive rush forward Sobat. Overhead doesn't get blocked. Level 3 is attack.
This might be it. I think it's over. 4 rounds straight. Goichi. Cyclops. 10 points on the board. Something they couldn't do last week in any of their matches. And Yamaguchi, a shadow of himself, absolutely dominated there by a galvanized, reinvented, unrecognizable Goichi. What a performance, Vicious.
I'm actually kind of lost. Like that was 2 games already. that was just. Is that are we gonna? Okay. I wanted to double check. I wanted to make sure we were on the same page. We're turning the page, right? We're saying on to the next chapter.
Yeah, we're turning the page. We're turning exactly.
Ah, okay.
We turned the page so quickly that the guy just got his head bust. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's one of them. No, seriously. Goichi, I don't know what he's been taking, but that's wow. If you imagine he was playing like this all season, imagine where they'd be. Because we've already seen with there's a statistic that me and Kola called out last week. You probably know about this, but I didn't know about this. Saishunkan Kumamoto, right? Saishunkan Kumamoto. Their players have all got like less than 40% win rate, apart from Shuto. So actually, if you have one player who's on fire, Shuto, #1 player in the league this second stage, by the way, who's getting an 80% win rate, and you always anchor him, and your team can never go without 20 points. And that's the problem Cyclops have had. They've not got a single player with some consistency. Saishunkan Kumamoto been second in the table all season, and everyone's playing average apart from Shuto. Because Shuto always turns up and gets those 20 points. It's very important. We see the same thing with 0-0 Nation in the Street Fighter League EU last season. Phenom always winning the 20 points, even when his team are 220 down. Let's take a look at the stats, Vicious.
It makes a lot of sense. We'll dive back into those statistics later. Let's take a look at what had happened in the matchup. As fast as that was, obviously, you're not going to see some significant numbers from the side of Yamaguchi, right? 0-6. That's something kind of common with Chun-Li in the corner pressure. But again, with Goichi, not a lot of times for him to really react to build up some of these stats. But one thing is for certain, right? We talk about the anti-airs is going to be still pretty important to get those as Chun-Li with Tencho kicks to be a little bit inconsistent. We're talking about the OD reversals as well, which could lead to a big deal against you if you whiff it, if it gets read correctly. And that's just, again, the stats aren't going to necessarily tell the story when it was a 4-round straight demolition. But going forward, I think you have a very valid point. We've seen the downfall of a lot of teams just trying to figure it out in the first half of the stage here for Street Fighter League Japan because of the 2 phases involved, right? I think you have a valid point of putting in your strongest player in the anchor spot every time, despite the predictability to it, right? Especially if you're in the away side. But granted, it's Cyclops being in the home position, so maybe this is why they're more comfortable putting Goichi up front instead, because they have that leverage to figure out what the order is first.
Yeah, exactly. And also, to be fair, they don't have a player on that kind of form that Shuto and Fudo and Bonchan, for example, have been showing this season. You know, these guys have been on absolute fire. So rightfully so, put them in anchor. That's what Detonation does with Fudo every week. But there's no one at Cyclops that's been consistent enough to like earn that spot to say, hey, this guy always performs, let's put him in anchor. They don't have it. And that's what Saishunkan Kumamoto does have. They've got Shuto, so despite the fact everyone else is a bit under par, Shuto performs. Listen, great result there for Goichi. Now we're going to see Fenrith, I believe, stepping up. And Momochi saying some words of encouragement there before he goes, and we'll get the translation. What do you think about this pick? It's going to be JP versus Luke. It's not a matchup that Luke struggled with. I find it quite even. The Lukes have found a really good way to play it. Why do you think they've gone with Fenrith here?
Is that confirmed? I thought for some reason I imagined Johnny was coming up next, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe.
I thought I saw an image skew. You might be right.
I did see Fenrich for sure come up, but I saw Momochi's face in there too, so I am actually kind of confused. It is going to be the Momochi coming in with the Luke instead. I had imagined they were going to put Johnny in as the middle, as the person up next in the middle spot. But yeah, I guess I was misinformed. Momochi is stepping up with the Luke, so we can talk about that matchup, the Luke versus
I think Shinobism are away from home though, Vicious, right?
Shinobism, that's correct.
Yes, I think they revealed their order already. So Fenrith for Cyclops, yes. Fenrith, this is their counter bit. This is their home advantage. They're going with the JP. So I'm an interesting decision. Can go either way. I don't know. What thoughts on this one, Vish?
Yeah, we talk about the explosivity of both characters, right? I think Luke can be a little bit more commanding from the mid to close range in comparison. The only drawback to that is being in fear of OD amnesia. Then you talk about the rest of the game once JP gets a knockdown, right? There's so many routes that he has that lead into knocking the opponent back. So It really is going to be a fight, in my opinion, a fight for ground. I think as long as Momochi can find a strategy to keep Fenrich up close, on his toes on defense, and to guess what the offense is going to be like for Luke, he'll obviously have the upper hand. But if Fenrich can consistently keep Momochi away in neutral until he scores a knockdown in the corner to get some of the OD departure setups, to get the strike throw mix-ups that lead into fat damage, then we're going to see it go towards Fenrich. So again, it's going to be a battle of the estate. It's going to be a battle of the distances, in my opinion, because both can deal out very, very similar damage against each other.
Yeah, I love the way the Lukes are starting to play this matchup. It's starting to look a lot more tricky for JP, the way they're applying the sandblast and the drive rushes well spaced in. There's lots of options he has. The continue and the corner carry and the continuation of pressure, of course, very important against JP. But JP's got a ton of answers too. You've got to be careful how you set yourself up. Momochi there saying both teams can't lose a game at this point. He's absolutely right. This is a bottom of the table clash. Neither of these teams can really afford to lose this game. I mean, there's still an outside chance they can qualify if they lose it, but the chances become very thin. So both need to win. So I want to win this game and leave the rest with Johnny. And Fenrich saying, I just saw Goichi rock that first game. I want to do the same thing to Momochi and get 20 points. Yeah, you got to take inspiration from that Goichi performance. Let's see if we can do that, Vicious.
Yeah, that's not the kind of language that we're so used to hearing from Fenrich. So he's got to be pumped, right? He's really excited to see that kind of performance and see if it influences, or it's already heavily influenced him to play as good as he can, right? He's trying to, interestingly enough, stay within the mid-range against Momochi because of that cane, right? That cane has so much range to it as a counter-poking tool.
Yeah, really good start here from Fenrich. He walked him back into the corner, checks the drive rush, gets a trade, but that'll do. Oh, that jump in's going to cost him a bit of ground though. Oh, overextends with the throw, gets clattered by the stand heavy punch there, Vicious.
Medium to check him, has to hold on because of that departure. Momochi is sticking through it. He has to hang out here for a little bit. It is going to be classic, by the way. I totally missed that.
Oh, conversion. Oh, that was disgusting. Wait, hold on, what did he do? Oh, that was disgusting. Somebody clip that. Tag me.
Clip that.
Shout out to stream chat. I'll see you guys. Right, great start from Fenrich. Looking to do exactly what he said.
Yeah. And that low medium kick is such a great counter to it. What a call out! Are you kidding me?
Are you serious?
That was sick.
With perfect parry, you've got to be kidding me. It's going to attack the gauge here because he's not going to do no damage, but he can attack the gauge, which he's done exactly that. Wake up level 1 from Momochi. Needs to get into this set, needs to get into it now.
What?
Oh, that's not going to help.
That was so awkward. Not bad for Momochi. Luckily, Fenrich wasn't ready for it. He went for a parry and just was stuck in recovery. There's the burnout that he was looking for. Look at the free damage.
This is actually not a bad situation for Momochi. He's almost got his health back up. Oh!
The departure right in front of him. The teleport is there. Checking the load just in case he wants to walk back. Right, Momochi still on the back foot. He has the life lead though. Any big opener off of the mediums, best believe it's gonna kill. And he's so antsy for it.
Bet the farm. Close this out now. Spend all that gauge. Oh, it could cost him. Vicious, it could cost him big time. Level 2's coming. He's gonna Nibuska. Here it comes. And he's burnt out. He's got to hold this mix.
Oh, is that enough?
He's gonna get. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's gonna just out alive with a chip. What a terrible decision from Momochi to burn out all his resources to try and get the kill. It was an all or nothing choice. And unfortunately, Vicious, it didn't work out. And I saw that level 1 was getting towards level 2. If you're a JP player and your opponent's burnt out, you want that level 2 activation. That's exactly what Fenrich did.
And it was so close too. Did you see the timing that Momochi was sticking to when throwing out those normals? He was trying to bait out a throw. There was slight delays on like the second follow-ups and the third follow-ups with that drive rush cancel. Speaking of drive rushes, Fenrich now trying to be aggressive. And I love this strategy, right? I mean, he's going for a lot of the drive gauge drainage, right? He's attacking the drive gauge so well against Momochi to cause his burnout early.
And he's playing kind of point blank like you called out earlier, Vicious. He's in that mid-range. And I'm not saying he shouldn't play there, but you see JP excel in other ranges, but he is just dominating up close right now. Just outside of that stand heavy punch range, and Momochi's really having a hard time getting going.
That damn medium punch, man.
Burns himself out there to get out again.
Such a good one. Oh, close to burnout for Fenrich as well. He's got to activate this level 2. This is huge. This is absolutely
great
huge.
blocks. Oh, we got hit in the end.
Low.
Oh my goodness. Great jump. He's gonna get chipped out though. For the spikes. He's still alive somehow. Momochi's gonna get his gauge back. There it is. Spends one to get the knockdown. Goes in. This should be it. Momochi's gonna get his first round of the set. What a clutch comeback. Unbelievable. He was heading towards match point Fenrir. Oh, wow. The resilience from Momochi there.
You caught him walking backwards at the last second. Are you gonna spend it? You gotta spend it, right? Level 3, establish the dominance with the life lead.
I agree.
Get some of your drive gauge back, and also keep him in the corner. Let me see that pressure, Momochi.
Oh, wow. There's a target combo unsafe. Well recognized and punished there by Fenrir. He's got out of the corner a little bit ahead.
Archer, yeah, it forces Momochi away, right? He doesn't want to take too much drive gauge damage. Sometimes he's forced to, sometimes he's not. But he's making that choice and making that effort to not get hit. That's a great counter hit conversion, too.
Last time we've seen Fenrir try to play the zoning game a little bit, just did it to recover his gauge. What a check. It's a trade hit that'll do for Momochi as long as he's got some momentum, gets opened up there though. Oh, wow.
Whiff punish. No! Oh,
that worked.
Teleport good.
Cluster the cluster. Oh my god, the liver dagger to the crouch medium connects again.
Wow, how do you feel about that, right?
Medium confirmable. So good at it.
Yeah.
It's like, they don't even do it on hit.
Apparently it is. I think there's a lot of time, right? A lot of time for that crouching medium punch to actually be canceled into the drive rush, but also he's in that range to get these perfect whip punches against Momochi, right? He's been weaving in and out of the medium ranges so well.
Oh, that's an interesting activation. He's gonna get hit from it as well. Yeah, keeps him in block stun so he can't parry. Again, 100% hit rate, I believe, from Momochi on that. Oh, he catches him this time. Perfect parry. Is it low enough? It is. He gets a little punished. Didn't go for the back throw. It's too far away. Okay, he did do it on block this time. Maybe he is human.
Oh, Mochi, he's stalking. He's stalking a little bit. He has some drive gauge. One big opener. It could lead to a level 3 if he needs it, but that's tough. Fenrir slowly getting his gauge back. Oh, we got it. We got it now.
Next hit.
What do you do?
Could be it from Momochi if he's not careful. This is set point Fenrir. Looking to get Cyclops 20 points.
Back throw!
Gets the back throw. That's massive.
Oh, that was so delayed!
Again. It's going to be a reset, Vicious.
No, he didn't. Yeah, he's going to have to. He's going to have to reset. You're right. Departure in front of him.
This is a terrible situation for Momochi. What a block. Oh, he gets thrown anyway. Doesn't matter. Your reward for blocking is a throw to death.
That's such a tough call. It's like, when do you even try to be aggressive against Fenrir? When he was 3/4 through the screen and still in burnout, Momochi was even reluctant to walk forward, right? He was throwing a couple of sand blasters and inched his way forward a little bit, then he just stopped.
He was very good at making Momochi uncomfortable at all ranges. From full screen, he had a very nice zoning game. Kept the phantoms and the spikes on the screen at the right time. From up close, he just had a massive edge. I feel Vicious. He had the whiff punishes. He had the confirmed crouch mediums. Momochi just didn't look comfortable, and he had to make comebacks every round. Fenrir with a great result. What a turnaround! Cyclops, I think only for the second time in this second stage, have a 20-0 lead. And they are doing it against the team that's nearest to them on the table. They've just leapfrogged them. Shinobism now bottom of the table after that 20-point deficit. And Cyclops, if they're gonna pull it off, it needs to be now. They got the 20-point match coming up. Massive result, Vicious. Massive result.
That's a good call out too. And I do like to see how the meta's been developing with certain players with JP versus Luke, right? Specifically. That was a really well-fought battle in the mid-range, right? You're looking at some of the normals that Luke wants to throw out, really obnoxious buttons like the crouching medium punch, but it was Fenrir who was actually throwing out an obnoxious button of his own. That crouching medium punch clipped him so many times, and it led him to punish counters, but also big confirms, especially off of counter hit, big confirms into the drive rush. But looking at the stats, again, we talked about the anti-airs. 1 out of 7 7 for the side of Momochi. That's also considering the teleport. That's really difficult to call out. But Fenrich also keeping that approach very, very ambiguous. That led to that number in the first place. But even in the throw department, right? We talked about this time and time again. It's like, you know, maybe the theme is to really just take that kind of throw. We didn't get to see that many. I think a lot of the games, a lot of the damage that have been produced in these rounds were from counter hits against each other, specifically from Fenrich.
100% hit rate on the OD reversals from Mochi, but interestingly enough, not a single OD amnesia from Fenrich. For me, if the JP's not doing OD amnesia at any point, you're not winning that matchup, man. You need to be putting him in a position to feel the need to do that. And at no point did Fenrich feel under enough pressure to make that call. So it just goes to show that really is a good telling sign of the momentum that we saw here. 2 straight there, 2 Fenrich, 20 points to Cyclops. Honestly, phenomenal, a stellar performance there to get his team in pole position for a potential 40-0 going into this anchor match.
Dang, also there's a brand new stat that's being fed into us right now. Momochi got to burnouts 4 times. Fenrich, 5 burnouts. Oh, sorry, it's the other way around. Sorry, Momochi caused 4 burnouts. Fenrich caused 5 burnouts. That's actually really, really impressive, man.
Makes sense. Actually, JP's very good at it, to be fair.
Yeah, both characters, man. Both characters are such bullies when it comes to attacking the drive gauge. It's nuts.
Exactly.
Man, is it hard to call who's gonna be the anchor here? It's gotta be for going up against Johnny. Would you want to put? Yes, I was gonna say, would you want to put someone like Cammy in there? And it is gonna be Kazunoko stepping up to the plate.
Vicious, I just need 2 seconds. I've got someone at the door. Sorry, guys. I'll be back.
Yeah, no worries. He has to drive rush through the door real quick. It'll be fine. Don't worry about him. However, so Fujimura is going to be the one stepping up to the plate, right? I thought it was going to be Johnny, but I guess not, huh? I didn't get to see the full-on graphic, but the translation it said earlier will leave the rest to Johnny, but it is going to be Fujimura stepping up to the plate with that Ken instead. And I'm really excited about that as well, because Fujimura, when we talk about his overall stats and his participation thus far in the league, I think he was one of the more dominant players, at least within the first half. Obviously, he was 7 for 8 with the win rate. Pretty impressive. He was one of the triple-digit point earners in the first part of the stage, but now he's only at 50%, right? He hasn't even been in the anchor position just yet. In comparison to the other side, though, with Kazunoko's had a really shaky start. I've been watching some of his streams on YouTube. In the first stage, he had a 50% win rate with only 50 points to his name, but in comparison now, he's one of the top dogs. Granted, only playing 3 times, who actually has a 100% win record. This is in fact his first time in the anchor position, so the potential here could be astronomical in the story of Cyclops Athlete Gaming OSAKA for the rankings thus far. Because again, going into this with the current rankings, Cyclops, they're currently at 60 points. If they get this 40-point banger, it's going to be pretty significant, as it only leaves them 10 points away from surpassing Saishunkan Kumamoto. So, with that in mind, we do have our pre-game interviews. Fujimura, he's talking about it again with both of these teams being in the bottom 2. He expressed it. It's a really bad situation. We are all in for the win. And Kazunoko, with a little bit of a goofy demeanor in the very beginning, taking it real serious now while he's the main focus. I really want this 20 points to get back into the standings. Although that's a very eager statement, right? I think 20 points is going to be pretty significant. It's still going to only get them a total of 100 points if they manage to get that 40-ball game. Again, Saishunkan Kumamoto are the ones setting the pace in that borderline with 110 points to their name. So again, it's going to be so important to get this 100 points, but it's also going to leave a lot of time for Saishunkan Kumamoto to possibly gather points for themselves this week as well. So it's going to be difficult, right? But all things considered, Fujimura coming in with that Ken. I do like the counter pick with Cammy. I much rather have that instead of maybe the DJ from Dogura, who had a really shaky game. I actually saw a little bit of the highlights against one of the juries here in Street Fighter League. He had made some very erroneous movements, very erroneous decision making, and it's and you gotta imagine that really shakes up the mental a little bit, right? But with that in mind, this is the anchor position, 3 out of 5. Let's see how much adaptation is going to happen between the two. Again, very much so late bloomers in regards to the sets played, right? We'll see what kind of information is dissected, digested, and spewed back out to the opponent. Here we go. Already off to a big opener. For Shinobism's own uppercut. What's the guess here on offense? Very meaty Fierce, and still backed it up by another Fierce. We got the Shinrai loops into the uppercut again. And throw could happen. Kazunoko being trying to be steadfast on defense, but he can't make the right guesses. The big low opener into the uppercut. What a confirm. Here we go. Oh, the driving back perfectly placed. Was that a punish counter? It was a punish counter, and he gets the stun. Come on in. Spiral arrow. Gets the cannon spike as well. One sequence, perfect parry. And check it out, man. Even after that punish counter, despite the scaling, not enough life from the side of Kazunoko to survive that onslaught. I thought you would be within range to do something else, but I guess the throw, we'll take that. Standing light kick, that was a counter hit. Maybe he tried to get a little bit more out of that, trying to get a counter hit conversion, but that's not the right idea with the crouching medium punch at least. Or maybe he was late. I'm gonna have to check that out again. Now we get the throw loop positioning. Potential throw loop positioning, excuse me. Yeah, that crouching medium punch from Cammy is 7 frames. My bad, chat. So again, standing light kick, even if it was counter hit, wasn't even able to get it. That low forward could have been everything. That could have been game for Fujimura. He had some juice in the tank. He could have went for the drive rush cancel into whatever super he wanted to. Speaking of drive rush cancels, it's Kazunoko. He's got to spend it all here, right? He has to. Oh, funny enough, though, it's not going to net him the W just yet. Fujimura is still alive unless Kazunoko can make the right read on offense. Here we go. Roundhouse to check. Is that F word? Did I hear him?
Yeah, that's me, bro. I see Kazunoko's been put anchor water. Check. Super important, too. I'm not sure about this decision, man. I mean, he's a legend, but he's not had the best season. To put it all on him to get the 20 points. Let's see. It's not looking too bad.
Oh, and I'm loving that light conversion, side switch. And I love this level 3. Yeah, you get to build up all of that drive gauge back. Pretty much get a slight life lead over Kazunoko. But what do you do after?
Nice back dash into the perfect anti-air angle. Jinrai. Right up straight away from Kazunoko.
Oh,
that's negative. I'm not sure why he did that. Reset. Kazunoko going to town now. Oh. Beautiful whiff punish. Punk, I disagree. That button does have some uses. Oh, massive call out on the reversal to Kazunoko.
Jeez.
Game 1. Massive. Massive. I saw Punk on his stream talking about that button. He hates it. He thinks it's the worst button in the game. But I've seen Joker Jokes, shout out Joker Jokes from the UK, and now Kazunoko use it to phenomenal effect. Hit confirmable, wheels back a little bit as well on startup, so I can catch buttons approaching. It's a sneaky little button. Oh, nice roundhouse check. Kazunoko's really controlling the ground there, Vicious.
Especially with the roundhouse afterwards. Oh, yeah, back to back. Fujimura, you can see his escape option is the jump, but it's not going to be successful just yet. He has to fight it out on the ground. Low forward, side switch incoming. That's Dragon Lash, uppercut. What happens now? You drive rush forward? No, it's just a regular dash, and he's checking him with the Fierce. Meaty enough.
Being buffering stand, jab into something there. Oh, too far to punish. Guess what? That's sweet. Burns himself out there. Fujimura to try and get something going. Random DI, why not? Jab check into Dragon Punch, what a choice.
It's a tough call though, still. No, he's there! What is happening with Fujimura's confirmed? What is happening?
I think he saw the hit and just went for the confirm, but I mean, she was clearly airborne. It's a very confirmable button, that stand heavy punch, but on that, there it is again, I'm telling you, man.
That's your boy? That's your go-to button now? Ah, counter.
I'm just saying, you slip it in here and there, Vicious. Slip it in here and there. Man, a lot of errors from Fujimura. Unsafe step kick.
That's the second time, by the way.
Mediocre season. I think Dragon Punch has to do it. Nice confirm. There he goes. Fully confirmable. Goes into the run into the DP this time. Oh, Kazunoko smells blood. You can get to a 2-0 lead here if he lands this level 3. Oh my god, he's gonna do it!
That was sick. That was sick. How often do you see that hooligan, man? How often do you get to see that OD move being thrown out there? That's exactly why it works, right? It's such a rare thing to see. It's so difficult to be ready for it because it could lead to anything else too. It could lead to the dive kick. It could lead to the scythe.
You're so scared of her approach in the air anyway. Then suddenly she has this new variation of and she can do the fast fall as well to bait you out.
True.
Just great play from Kazunoko. Hasn't used that once. Just threw it in there when it was for the game. Gets himself a 2-0 lead here. Perfect parry from Fujimura though. To the corner you go.
Oh, that was beating enough?
The hit confirmed to the reset. And you know he's got these. Let it fly to Kazunoko. This is not the Kazunoko we've seen this season. I've got to say, whiff punish. Fast fall into the throw. He's playing insane vicious. Who is this guy? Level 1.
It's the Kazunoko of
Maintain the
old.
corner.
OD.
And the OD reversal. Dragon punch connects.
I like that. Not shook at all on defense. Fujimura, what are you going to do now? He gets one opener. It could lead to Shippu Jinrai. Oh, the interruption again! This character is so good at checking drive.
And he's checking with lights. I don't know, man. I've got to give that to Kazunoko, less so the character vicious. He's checking with lights. That's really annoyingly hard to do. Because if you press too early, the button hasn't got enough active frames and it gets whiff punished. He's done it with light kick. He's done it with stand light punch. He did it with crouch light punch. He just knows exactly where to stand and when to press that button, man. So practiced. This is an unbelievable performance so far from Kazunoko. Set point. Another whiff punish. Fast fall, backdash, everything. He's in his head. Fujimura just looks helpless right now.
Yeah, but you can't really do much with the drive gauge at the moment. Fujimura, he's trying to find an opening. He spent it a little bit expensive at that. He's supposed to burn out. Yeah, you can't do it that way. You have to do a light kick drive rush forward. You can't use your parry drive rush cancel. He didn't have enough in the tank to do it.
Oh, Kazunoko's in pole position, close this out, goes in. This should be it. And there it is. He thought it was a throw, tried to jump, I believe.
No way.
3-0. Kazunoko. Cyclops Gaming. Are we going to see more tears, Vicious? They've done it again. They've done another
47 games straight, brother. 7 games straight for Cyclops Athlete Gaming Osaka. Can you believe that? This is the first time we've ever seen this team pull out a W like this. But can I make a really big statement real quick? This is the most unpolished I've seen of Fujimura ever. This was like Fujimura of like month 1 to me, right? He was making some really big mistakes in regards to his drive gauge utilization, his damage optimization, and just overall trying to get things started on offense that are unsafe, right? He threw out a couple of step kicks. He threw out a couple of other wild things like fireball too. In the corner, up close, you get that thing blocked. You're eating at least medium starter.
Some strange errors. The miss confirm into the level 1 of the stand heavy punch. She was airborne. This was the #1 performer last season, first stage. Now, he just looks like a shadow of himself. I mean, what was he? 7 and I think it was like a 7 and 8. Let me check quickly. Okay, 7 and 8 in the first stage. Fujimura, unbelievable. 7 and 8. What is he in the second stage? Like 1 and 3, 1 and 4.
He's technically 2 and 5, right? He's only got 20 points to his name. Wow. You look at the other side of the table though. You talked about Kazunoko having a little bit of a shaky start to the season. That was only true in the first stage. He had a 50% win rate. However, right now he's looking at 100% in the second stage. Surprisingly, 100% win rate for Kazunoko.
Oh, that's incorrected. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I wasn't looking at that because he hasn't played every week. It hasn't been there for me. That's actually genius of them to put him up there with his 100% record as anchor. Take everything I said back. What a result. And he played like it too. By the way, I haven't seen any cameos doing some of the stuff he was just doing. This is the Kazunoko I've been waiting to see in Street Fighter 6. This guy's definitely been labbing, and especially in that Ken matchup, he looks extremely comfortable. What a performance. And that could be the performance that turns it all around for these guys. No tears this time, just smiles. They're just happy, you know? They're not out of it yet, Vicious. 40 points. I think they go to 100, right? Good lord, they go to 100 points. They were on 60, they're on 100. That's crazy. That is great. 10 points away from qualification.
one of the bigger things that we're talking about, obviously, the cohesion of the group. We're actually getting the winners interview in just a bit. As it goes on, we're getting the translation. But I do want to highlight one of the big things that you just mentioned. The first time we've really kind of seen this type of play from Kazunoko, I think it's really important, his understanding of what he needs to do to either enforce pressure on you in the corner and also drain your drive gauge. That moment where he did a low forward, and instead of canceling it into the drive rush cancel for damage, etc., he did low forward, backed up, waited for a normal, and whiff punched it with a sweep to do a fast fall setup. That tells me what his objective is, right? It's pretty blatantly clear. He's like, all right, you know what? I'm not necessarily prioritizing the damage. I'm going to try to attack the drive gauge to net that damage even later via a drive impact in the corner if I get them stunned early, right? I think that was really, really smart. Very, very intimidating to play against, especially if you're low on drive gauge too. A really, really sound decision from Kazunoko.
Yeah, he played so clean in every department. The whiff punishes, the drive rush checks, the hit confirms, the approach in the air. Yeah, he was just 10 steps ahead of Fujimura there. Very impressive from him. Let's see what the players are saying. Dogura, the most fun thing to do, winning without having to go on the game yourself. LOL. Really happy. I want to keep this going. Dogura didn't feature, did he? Yeah, good point. We didn't even need to see Dogura's DJ in this one. The team's come with the goods for him, man. Any other comments there in the interview there, Vicious?
These guys are a really funny group. They not only play, obviously, a ton of games with each other in Super 6, they do grind it out on their own respective channels, but they also have time to, like, hang out on other games as well when it's like their downtime, right? Goichi had his word as well. Had a lot of experience with facing DJ. It's a really great win today. I mean, obviously he has someone like Dogura who is a lifelong partner. He's been playing with him for so many years now, so we totally understand how to approach that matchup. Even with Fenrich, right? I think Fenrich could be the theoretical value. And I'm starting to understand what that means, right? I feel like he could be the anomaly to fit in any sort of situation and find a solution. So Fenrich, his mention was, I was relaxed after watching Goichi win 4 rounds straight. Damn. Had some lucky hits, but overall a great game. I love that.
I mean, Fenrich coming into this week has only had 1 win. So to come and play like that, I mean, he looks like a totally different player. He's got himself his 2nd win of the 2nd stage. Sorry, 1 win in the 2nd stage. 20 points now in for his team in total, another 10 added to that, and just a massive result, 40-0. I'll tell you what, they are a bit of a double-edged sword. They either lose 40-0 or they win 40-0. That's been their week. 40-0 win, 40-0 loss, 40-0 win. If they can get a couple more 40-0s, they could very well snatch it last minute from one of the teams above them, because that was a massive result. Massive result for Cyclops Gaming. Kazunoko saying, I'm really having been interviewed since I haven't been doing it for some time. Yeah, he's really having troubles being interviewed because he hasn't done it for a while. I guess that's because he hasn't been on the winning side for a while, I guess he was referring to. Didn't play like a guy who hasn't been on the winning side though, did he, Vicious?
No, not at all. I think I feel like he's back to where he wants to be. Like, we're starting to see like the fruits of his labor in regards to how he's been streaming and how he's been practicing. So this is the Kazunoko that's so refreshing, because once he finds something that clicks, having the win to kind of back up all of the theories he's put into the lab, this is going to be a different side of Cyclops going forward. And mark it right now, if you guys can. This just might be a way for them to launch themselves into playoffs. Only 10 points away from breaking the barrier, at least up until this point. It is really up to the other teams that are going to be coming up next, right? With that in mind, FAV Gaming going up against DetonatioN FocusMe, that's going to be one to really keep track of. FAV Gaming has been doing a phenomenal job thus far. If you're taking a look at the rankings, they are 155 points in the lead away from the rest of the pack. And with that in mind, also, a little bit of final thoughts. By the way, I might have missed it. Goichi, we are either getting big points or getting none, looking back to the previous match. I might have, you know, he might be right, but obviously his attitude and demeanor, we want to keep winning from now on, and it's looking like a bright future for them, especially with that statement and the way they perform. I'm starting to believe it, Femi.
Honestly, look, man, 3 weeks ago they hadn't even won a single set against anyone, so to still be in this race this late on, whether it's an outside chance or not, it's massive. And I think these guys, we know what they're capable of, man. When they turn up, anything can happen. Let's take a look at some of these stats, Vicious. As you mentioned earlier, really emphatic performance there from Kazunoko. Is that row attempts? 0 for 7? No, that can't be right.
That is correct. That is correct. 0 successful throws. And we looked at one of the very important details of this stat. I feel like 1 for 3 in anti-air obviously can be very difficult to anti-air. Do you count? This is a personal question as a player. Femi, do you count the OD hooligan in the stat of the anti-airs? I'm going to say, personally, I think it's a yes, right?
Yeah, yes. Because she's in. And you need to be aware of the approaches. It's like, can you check the drive rush, but can you also check the random spin knuckle? They're both approaches. Did you check the approach, yes or no? You know, so if it's an aerial approach, you have the option to anti-air. It's harder, but it's all about anticipation and readiness. And this is why Kazunoka's a genius, because he knew of all the things Fujimura was looking for in that moment, he wasn't looking for that. So it counts. Yeah, he got in well. Brilliant play.
I'm loving that too. We saw the utilization of the drive impact as well coming in, mostly from Kazunoko's and also being able to find success in that. And even if it wasn't successful, I think, yeah, luckily it didn't lead to an actual like counter hit, didn't lead to like a punish counter drive impact back. So I think that's totally fine if you're Kazunoko. And it's totally fine for this team, right? 40 points to their name, super significant. Now at the tail end of the borderline for playoffs. But again, it really is up to these couple of teams, these couple of games coming up next, right? So with that in mind, Shinobism Gaming still unfortunately at the bottom of the barrel with 0 points to their name. That hurts. It hurts so much to even say that, so much to even think about that. But we still have plenty more games going forward, right? 4 more weeks. And even plenty of chances for you to check this out, right? Over at the bottom right, scan that QR code for some of the big Street Fighter 6 goodies that have been coming out week in, week out, month after month, with some of the really, really cool peripherals and really cool theme, like character theme stuff too. On the top left, I love that. What is that? It looks like a game mat. It looks like a mouse pad. The Jamie themed, also with a tote bag, and I hope that's a hat. But what's also really, really cool is the Amazon shop is currently available everywhere. I do mean that. You can even check it down below wherever you're tuning into. There is a little header that you are allowed to click on for the Amazon shop, and you're able to pick up some of these exclusive shirts. It's no longer region locked. In fact, you guys can pick it up for yourselves. I'd already done the same. I picked up a couple of these shirts and sweaters already. It's still coming in. And also, if you're a big fan of Street Fighter League, what better way to rep than also picking up one of these shirts and hoodies? You can also, if you like, check out EU, check out US. It's available in all regions as well. But I think the most important thing, and I'm a big sucker for collectibles, I think the artist exclusive gear is where you need to go, man. Even if you're not even trying to wear it, it's such a good display piece. But other than that, we're going to see the grand display of Japan's finest talent here in Street Fighter League as the playoffs are coming up real soon, right? In December 16th and the 17th, we're going to have the playoffs. That's day 1 and day 2. You guys need to solidify your tickets, especially if you're in the area with that QR code, and you can see the prices down below. And I'd imagine these are limited seatings, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's going to eventually hit max capacity. You guys do not want to miss it, but also available for an early viewing. There's 2 different prices, right? Either in person or being able to check it out all the way live with the Japanese commentators as well. But also, make some space in your wallet for the grand finals. That's going to be happening in January, specifically the 13th, just in time to get ourselves ready for Capcom Cup the following month. Again, if you guys want to check it out in person, 6,500 yen. If you guys want the early viewing, 5,000 yen as well. But if you're in Japan, you have to check it out, man. The venue is amazing. The energy is tangible. And with all of the talk about offline premieres, you have to experience it. If you are in Japan or even plan to go, what better way than to enjoy fine Street Fighter, top tier Street Fighter, than over at the grand final for Street Fighter League Japan. With that in mind, man, it's a special feeling. I mean, Femi obviously coming back from the offline premiere in France, amazing work over there. I felt the energy. I felt like so rejuvenated being able to listen to your guys' commentary all weekend long, and also just seeing it all play out through in the grand final stage. You don't want to miss it when it comes to something like this. It's something so special, Street Fighter League Japan, right? The best team in Japan, obviously, will be determined. And the best part about it is when we fight our champions, they get to face off against the boys across the pond. They get to face off against EU, as well as the boys in our neck of the woods, baby. It's going to be Street Fighter League Japan versus Street Fighter League EU versus Street Fighter League US. It's gonna be godlike.
Yeah, it's going to be insane, man. I cannot wait to see that. And actually, looking at these these representations of the teams here, was that the keychain? Vicious? Good 8 squad.
Yes.
The defending champs, the most consistent team throughout Japanese history in Street Fighter League, were eliminated in the first stage. So there will be a new Street Fighter League Japan champion here. So more reasons to get down Vicious, because it's going to be history in the making. Someone's going to win it who hasn't won it before. Someone's going to represent Japan who hasn't represented them before. It's usually good 8. They're out of there, so it's a very exciting time to be a Street Fighter fan indeed.
Yeah, man, I've been saying that all weekend. It's such a good time to be a Street Fighter fan. It's also a good time to get yourself some refreshments as we have our break coming up. But in the meantime, you're going to enjoy some more Street Fighter 6 matches after the break with FAV Gaming going up against Detonation FocusMe. You don't want to miss it, and I guarantee it. Here we go. It's going to be the break time. We'll see you right after this.
はい、カプコン e スポーツ公式 SNS ではリーグの最新情報をお届けしております。ハッシュタグ SF リーグをつけてチームや選手たちに試合の感想や応援コメントをつぶやいてくださいね。番組の中でご紹介させていただきますのでどしどしお待ちしております。そしてここで視聴者の皆様にお願いがございます。ストリートファイターリーグの運営に関わりのない第三者による本大会の模様や本大会の対戦リプレイ映像のアップロードはお控えください。その代わり YouTube、Twitch のクリップ機能を使い皆様が思う名場面をぜひ広めてください。クリップ機能を使用してどんどん拡散していきましょう。はい、今日もいいシーンいっぱいありましたね。
インタビューとかね
インタビューもねクリップするのもいいですよね。
インタビューみんなすごいよなと思ってます。
確かに、さあこの後は試合準備のため休憩に入らせていただきますが、20時6分から、こちら第6節マッチ数デトネーションフォーカスミー対ファブゲーミングの模様をお届けしてまいります。それでは一旦失礼いたします。
いろいろねあるんですよ、枯渇する理由が。前にレバーを入れると OD ゲージ回復するから、すごい攻めっ気のある行動をすると OD ゲージってすごい増えやすい、敵に、攻撃をガードさせたりヒットさせてももらえたりするんで、逆に消極的な動きをするとゲージってすごいこう減る、で相手が増えるみたいな感じがあるんで、実は消極的すぎてる要素もあるんじゃないのかなとは思う。
なるほどね。
消極的だとゲージが枯渇しやすい。それこそ1回も OD ゲージ使ってないのにバーンアウトしちゃったっていうのも全然起きてしまうんで、そこはバランスも持つ必要あるんじゃないかなと思います。
Welcome back to Street Fighter League Japan. We just had some crazy matches and some unexpected results take place just before the break. We're back now, myself, F-Word, and Vicious. And the next match coming in, Vicious. Talk to me, baby. Oh, I like a little intro.
I wanted to try to do it myself, you know. DetonatioN FocusMe coming on in. It's going to be Fudo to start things off, the attack on Heavy Tank. We already know who that is. Of course, it's the young babyface trickster. It is Takeuchi John with that Rashid. Followed by Ryujin Right. That is Nalman, who's been so impressive, actually. Week after week, and the strong-armed meal ticket, none other than Itamaki Zangief. That's one of my favorite players to watch. Right, he puts in people in the scramble so often, and it's so hard to predict what he's going to be doing next. And these guys are going to be on the away side, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you can see it right there in the middle, the away team. But who are they facing off against? We talked about that a little bit ago. FAV Gaming, F-A-V Gaming coming on in. The judge, the jury, and the executioner. It is Papa Bon Chan, of course, FGC genius, the man who has taken down so many big names, and is a big godlike name himself, Yukito, followed by Eyes of Desperation, my man, Ryusei, coming in as third, and of course, the man, you know, Gachikun had called this man the strongest uncle. It is the strongest spear, it's Sakunoko.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And look at this team, finally living up to the expectation that we saw when we saw them announced a couple years ago. We saw the squads and we were like, good lord, who let this be one team? And we were waiting for them to perform the way we know they can perform. This season has been exactly that. Sitting top of the table, what are they? 40 points clear of the next nearest rivals in School of Fish. I mean, on absolute fire. Here's the order from Detonation. Now, Detonation have been a rising force this season. It's going to be John Takeuchi first with the Rashid, and then it's going to be... Who's second?
Nauman with Ken.
Nauman, yes, Nauman with the Ken, and then of course Fudo with the DJ. As well, it's what we spoke about, Vicious. If you've got a reliable player with a high win rate, and he plays a character that's hard to counterpick, just put them anchor every single time. That's what Detonation have done. Fudo, anchor, week in, week out, home, away, they don't care. And that's what's got them to the strong position they're in now. Now, having said that, that 40-0 loss they had against Cyclops a couple of weeks ago has put them kind of back in the mix with a threat of not being qualified. They're on 110 points. So they're up against top of the table guys now. And you have to put the favour in FAV. It's going to be Bonchan coming up first with Luke. So if they don't rack up some points in this match, they will be just 10 points adrift of not qualifying. That will be a devastating situation. So they need to make sure they get some points. Every game counts here, just.
Yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibilities either, right? To either score a 40-point ball game or not score at all in comparison, or facing off against someone at the high table like FAV Gaming. So I do like this idea also of sending out Bonchan to kind of set the mood right a little bit early on, right? I think this Luke against Rashid, we had literally just seen this matchup a couple days ago, a couple of hours ago, if you will, for certain people over in the Dominican Republic for Blink Respawn, man. That matchup between Mena, RD, and Gachikun, it was so hard to really tell who was going to take it down, right? One of the big questions I have, and I was actually so excited for, is how much has John Takeuchi improved with this character, right? There's been not a lot of big representation with this character, and I feel like he's still currently underdeveloped. There's only one man who's been really doing it right now. Obviously, it's Gachikun, the big offline Singapore premier winner. I want to know how much more John Takeuchi has in his arsenal in regards to certain matchups, especially one like Luke, under his belt. I want to see how he's been practicing and spending his time week in, week out with his character.
Yeah, it's a really good question. We're seeing the Rashid start to develop now. We saw Oil King, not only in Street Fighter League, but also we saw him at a premiere in France, go on a crazy run to get to top 8 with some clutch Rashid play throughout. We obviously seen Gachikun do the thing in Singapore and then perform phenomenally at your event, Vicious, over the weekend, and in Street Fighter League and other places where we see Gachikun in general. He's not had a chance this season because Good 8 are eliminated early, but that Rashid is peaking right when it matters the most. Now we have John Takeuchi rocking the character, and it's all the historic Rashid players who are starting to gravitate back to the character and realizing how strong he is in this game. I actually think he's a sleeper, Vicious. I think this guy's top half of the top 10 potentially. If he's outside the top 5, it's only narrowly. And he's only going to get better as the game evolves, in my opinion.
Probumexua actually said the same thing. There was a lot of discussion amongst the players that were saying, you know, it wouldn't hurt to have a character like Rashid in your arsenal, no matter who you pick. He also is a firm believer. A lot of the players out there were firm believers in saying that Rashid just might be one of the better choices within like conversation of top 5. I think he's in like right in the middle. Like he could burst through the top 5 barrier, right? He could make that argument happen. We already have seen the proof of it a couple of times over thus far, but before we digress, obviously we got to talk about the pre-game interviews. John Takeuchi, the first half of the stage he lost to Bonchan, but he'll get his revenge. Bonchan in rebuttal had responded with, if John was the anchor, I would have got 20 points, but 10 points is fine.
Oh, wow. Damn. Delicious, they're talking that smack. They're talking that smack, but I'll tell you what, talking smack to Bonchan, which Takeuchi didn't do too tough. Good choice. We saw what happened to Nemo last week when he talked trash to Bonchan, right? He said he was gonna take his name, he was gonna become his daddy. In the end, he got double perfected. He got PP, he got Papa. Somebody else became the daddy, and it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got Papa. Yeah. Let's not talk crap to Bonchan. We've seen it at Red Bull Kumite. We've seen it at many other events. Don't trash talk Bonchan. It doesn't end well. Yeah, and John Takeuchi doing well not to do so.
I guess in a way you could technically say that, you know, for Bonchan, he's allowed to say it. I'm still the daddy, if you will, right? So I do like that. Here we go. John Takeuchi starting off very aggressively too in the corner. We got the throw. Very good Cyclone. Is this a perfect? It has
to. It, yes. Get the kill. Love that. Spend a second meter there. It gets a ton of extended damage there on that EX spinning mixer. What a check. Straight into the back roundhouse. Good lord, Bonchan. Not being phased.
Oh!
Love that.
No escape. Yeah, even if you jump out, you gotta pay that fee, right? A little bit of damage to get out of the corner. It's a little bit of a toll, if you will, every time. The roundhouse check from John Takeuchi. You see the standing light kicks and also from Bonchan as his choice of the counterplay. Oh boy. Off of the lights. Overhead block. Parried, excuse me. Oh, the exposure down below. That's all she wrote.
Lazy napper. One round apiece. Towards medium punch into the drive rush cancel. Mighty Storm.
The mix.
Jump too low. Yeah, we'll spend the second part. Doesn't want to burn himself out here. Oh, he missed it. I think that's supposed to be a safe jump. Could be the turning point. Oh my days, the readiness. That jump medium got such a huge hitbox. In level 3. John Takeuchi might be burnt out here. He could very well be burnt out. It was a bit left. Just a tiny bit left. That's gonna do it.
Oh yes. This is the right range too for Bonchan to get a lot of this chip damage in. The slide and the slap is star number 2. Great Desert Storm. Here we go.
Storm.
Eagle Spike enhanced. Do it again. Kicks it right in time. Great block. No, Bonchan is burnt out.
Out in the process. Nice. Checks the cartwheel. Where you going? John Takeuchi had a plan. Bonchan was onto it. He gets the first game here. Vicious.
Like the great Mike Tyson says, man, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. In John Takeuchi's case, it's punched right in the middle. But I will say this, too, with Bonchan. I do like him kind of spending the meter for the drive reversal against the plus frame spinning mixer, right? The enhanced spinning mixer. I think it's such a good call out because it's going to be a guaranteed knockdown if you do it while it's spinning, right? And it spins for a really, really long time. You guarantee the knockdown. You create a significant amount of space for yourself to at least throw out a fireball, at least walk up forward if you wanted to. It's much better than just taking the block for the disadvantage and also getting chipped away in your drive gauge in that way, right?
No, it's brilliant. What I'm seeing a lot of players do now is just parry. If they parry, just you know, fuzzy parry the spinning mixer, they gain a bunch of gauge back anyway. They almost don't lose anything for doing a drive reversal at the end. Take the guaranteed knockdown, a bit of grey health. That allowed him to, was it a stand medium punch? There's a little tap at the end to get the kill. Great choice from Bonchan. Great strategic play. John Takeuchi very much in there though. Had a great first round. Had a plan there in that third round, but wasn't able to overcome it. So he's still in this. We'll see, but he's up against, let's just call this out, second most informed player in the league this second stage, Bonchan. He was top last week. If it wasn't for the crazy performance of Shuto, Bonchan is on absolute fire. 6 out of 7 wins, 75 points accumulated for his team in this second stage. He is looking like an absolute killer. So a lot to ask, I must say, of Takeuchi. We'll see if he can do it.
Yeah, and there were a couple of moments where Bonchan didn't even get to optimize on some of the damage, right? I think like him still netting that W says a lot in regards to what Bonchan is focusing in on, and also what John Takeuchi is kind of lacking, I guess, in the match right now. Not the matchup per se, but just overall in the match, right? He's had a good amount of opportunities staying alive, being able to like optimize and capitalize on some of the damage, but There was a moment, obviously, where he let go on the gas. I think, obviously, his strong suit as Rashid is being able to keep on that offensive pressure. When he went in for that that mix, right, the air dash, and kind of whiffed it and just walked up and allowed Bonchan to rebuttal, that needs to be tight. That's something that cannot be let loose. Yeah, you can't let that loose in high-level play. You have to keep every string tight, even if it doesn't like net an opening. If it doesn't net any sort of damage, at least like force the guard to at least attack on the drive gauge too, right?
Really well called, Vicious. At this level, this is what I find when I find myself playing. I miss my meaty crouch light kick on their wake up, like a little moment like that. The better the opponent, the more expensive those little drops are. You can't drop momentum against Bonchan. You know, he'll make you pay, and that's exactly what happened. So we'll see if John Takeuchi can tighten it up. It was a good performance. He wasn't out there. Oh man, nice start. Another towards medium punch into drive rush. The delayed jab. Wow, all the buttons right now, Vicious.
Oh, that's beautiful. The Cyclone actually stopped the drive rush altogether. Forward throw. Get to do it again if you want it. Oh no, it's back throw. Excuse me. Wait, what was that?
Get some stuff out of the corner. Yeah, just go straight for the cartwheel.
Oh, that's so deceptively far. Femi, please tell me about that, man. That low forward, it's so difficult to contest.
Just when you think you're out of that space. He's not got the fastest walk speed, but it's fast enough to just catch you trying to walk back.
Yeah, his walk forward is actually very deceptive. It's great for chase down for sure. Oh.
I love all these rounds that's been going off. Takeuchi could go running away. That's a massive throw on the parry. Oh, and he stuns him. He's lost it. Bonchan, so clinical. Every time Takeuchi looks like he's going to win a round, Bonchan makes the comeback, or Bonchan dominates for the victory. He is now at match point here, Vicious.
I gotta ask myself, what was it that John Takeuchi tried to do? Did he try to jump out of the corner and he got caught midair? I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He had the meter. Could have gone into a reversal. Level 1. Just didn't think of it. Wow, the range. Cool. Yes, he got baited, but it still worked. He's almost burnt out here. He's going to get burnt out with that poor parry. Bonchan's in pole position to close this out now. 2 jump backs. Doesn't want to get stunned. Nice jump forward.
That was so scary too.
Yeah, level 3's there. Would have been game over. Oh, it's game over anyway. It's game over anyway. Crouch medium punch doing what it does best. I think it caught a jab. And John Takeuchi, after a pretty decent first attempt, will go 2-0 down here against Bonchan. And Bonchan staying true to his word. It would have been 20 points in the Anchor match. By that evidence, I think he's making sense. Damn, it's just beat down.
He called it. 10 points is okay for him in emphatic fashion too. 2 games straight. I don't even know, now that I'm thinking about it, what? I think the only round that John Takeuchi had was in the very opener with the perfect, right?
Yeah, that was it. It was a really good start. There was a round that was close in the first game that Bonchan was able to clutch out. Other than that, I mean, the first round of this new game, he had the life lead for a while, but a bad parry 2 times now cost him big time. Bonchan had the read on the parry, took a ton of health. You can see Bonchan laughing there with his teammates. I'm not sure what him and Takeda are talking about, but obviously they're in high spirits there as they go from 155 points, 40 points clear at the top, to 165 points, 50 points clear at the top. And of course, we should highlight, guys, what we didn't mention at the start of the show. Let me just call it out now. Finishing first place, Vicious. It's not the same as last season. You finish first in the playoffs, you go straight to grand finals. Huge difference versus other seasons of Street Fighter League. So FAV looking poised to go straight to grand finals, and everyone else underneath them to fight it out. Second place, of course, goes straight to semi-finals, and then 3rd and 4th will battle it out for a match against that semi-final position. So what a result.
I love that, by the way. I really do. You get to really enjoy being at the top spot, like a well-earned position, a hard-fought earned position, really, and you get rewarded for it heavily. Taking a look at the stats too, the anti-air department 3 for 3 against a Rashid. That's a lot to ask for, and guess what? Papa Bonchan, he'll always deliver. Now, when it comes to the OD reverses, we had one from John Takeuchi, right? He actually sniped out the heavy flash knuckle with his OD spinning mixer. Really well done there. When it comes to the throws, both of these characters, very intimidating to even try to press against when it comes to the throws, the throw mix-ups. The drive impacts, obviously we saw one in success for Bonchan being able to net that stun, despite John Takeuchi actually having a super art behind him. Very surprising to see.
He was committed to trying to jump out the corner, and I don't think he knew how close he was to the corner. It's great spatial awareness from Bonchan as well. Something the best Street Fighter 6 players are doing now is they know when you're close enough to the corner. You're not even thinking about drive impact. You can't see the corner yet, and you block that drive impact, and you go flying backwards, and the tiny little step you take as you recover, bang, on the back. You know, it's that calculation has been a massive detail that top players are utilizing quite well. So great result. We'll see who they're going to throw up now for the second game. FAV the away team.
Sako Chun-Li is what we heard, right? Yeah, it's going to be Sakonoko coming up. I like that.
I like that pick character-wise. Kens aren't too crazy about this matchup. It's not a terrible one, but Chun-Li can control him, can slow him down. So I like that pick, Sakonoko. We'll see what Naomi can do about it.
We're going to get the pre-game interview, obviously. It's going to be Nauman who's speaking up first, but Nauman also has a pretty impressive record to himself as well in regards to how he performed in the first half. But also, overall, I think Nauman's, I said it during the player intros, he's had vast improvements week in, week out. And he's currently, what, 2 out of 3. Not necessarily one to put into anchor spot just yet, but it's a good preparation match for at least someone like Fudo to kind of like get himself ready, right? Because Nauman's also been delivering some of these big W's. Sakonoko, on the other hand, though, he has not really been playing in the league. He has 1 game thus far, and he's only obviously he's lost 1 game, and it was against Mizuha.
He lost it. Yeah, it's a really good point, Vicious. But it just goes to show the strength of FAV. I think they have 3 players in the top 10 performance. Now you talk about Saichuso Kumamoto, where Shuto's on fire, then everyone else is miles away. For FAV, 3 of their players are in the top 10 performance this second stage. Tokido, of course, as you can see, Ryusei and Bonchan on absolute fire. So just a really strong team in depth. Sakonoko's not been needed, is the reality. They're 165 points clear at the top. He's just not needed to play, and he knows where his teammates are really strong. So we'll see if this is going to work out. I think they've gone for this one because of the character as well as maybe the player matchup. They know that Chun-Li can slow down and control Ken, but it can also go horribly wrong once Ken gets going. So there's no guarantees here.
And I like that. You know, I like both sides of the argument of throwing in Sakonoko because he has like the matchup spread advantage, but also I'm not against the idea of like, hey, let's just keep throwing out our strongest players to like net W's. Like, who cares? I think that's totally fine. I think it's a valid strategy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If your characters are feeling mad confident, there's even moments in Street Fighter League where it's just like we're not seeing some of these guys play, and people kind of talk about it a bunch. They're like, hey, how come this guy's sitting out week in, week out? Fact of the matter is, like, the rest of their teammates are doing fine. Like, even if you're not necessarily playing, it's a team format. You can still coach your teammates. You can still give a fresh perspective in between rounds to be like, yo, man, this is what happened in the matchup that you might have missed. Keep it in mind whether you won or lost. That information is vital. And of course, with someone like Sakonoko, who's that experienced, I'm always certain he has something important to say.
You can train as well, which is really important too. Even if Sakonoko's not been playing, you can bet your top dollar these guys are ready for Chun-Li, because they've been training against that deadly Chun-Li that Sakonoko possesses. So we've seen this in many examples of Street Fighter League. You don't always have to be playing to make a huge contribution to your team. I've seen it in the EU, seen it in US. Sakonoko is a legend in himself, so 2D God doesn't need to prove anything at all. But I must say, I'm glad to see him actually playing a bit, because, you know, going that long without seeing Sakonoko play, being the player he is. We'll see if this pick works out for them. Looking to extend that lead at the top. And for Detonation, Nauman was saying, I was expecting Sakonoko, and I feel our team is in a bad mood right now. I'll do my best to make the situation better. So, understandably, I mean, they're 10 points away from relegation. They need to start racking up some points, because Cyclops have just made a huge victory, and they're just 10 points away from them. They need to get some points there.
It's possible right now.
Ooh, against for the heavy gym right.
Oh, that could have been an uppercut, perhaps, off of the 3 light punches. You're still within range, you know?
Ooh, with punish. That wasn't a safe jump. Well identified by Sako. Overhead's going to connect. Can he close this out? If he can kill here. Well, I'm going to stop talking. Everyone's going to kill. Shut up, everyone.
He's got it. Is that 2 for 2 thus far in Chun-Li life mismanagement?
if I correct myself mid combo, does that still count as a flop?
No. It's fine. It's fine. We'll let it pass. You're fine. To me, you're always fine, bro. You're okay.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
Forward throw. Oh. And you know what? So
very strong
now,
right now.
Nauman's changing up his offensive pattern, right? He's trying to make Sakonoko think that maybe a throw's coming, but Sakonoko was 2 steps ahead on defense, which is really hard to tell, right? If he gets that throw side switch, it leads to so much for Ken. So that was a really good read from Sakonoko defensively.
Catches him standing. Could be guess for game here. Ooh, just out of range for the stand jab. You gonna spend it? Yes, he is. I agree with the decision. I agree with this. You can get some momentum here. It's been uphill the whole time. Sit down and shut up. Trying to burn her out.
Hit.
Burns himself out and gets a back throw for it.
That's not bad, considering the resources on Nauman. He doesn't have the corner, he doesn't have the meter, he has drive gauge, but no throw loops yet. Oh, I lied! Oh, he has the time! Sakonoko wasn't ready! Do I get a pardon for that as well? Do I
You get a pardon, buddy. Yeah, but that was a player error. So that's not even your fault, man. Man, Sakonoko had that in the bag. Just froze up. Nauman's bringing this back. He's got the lead now. Sakonoko gets out the corner, but the cost. Beautiful, perfect parry.
That punish gunner was sick!
Rush into the back heavy? Are you serious? Wait a sec. Perfect? No. Stop, Vicious. Okay, perfect parry was on there.
Both players are absolutely ready for each other. I like this.
Man, that was such a sick punish from Sakonoko. Trust him.
What a time to counter to
check. He's at level 3. He gets it just in time. He's not going to get full animation. Get the juggle here.
It was an animation.
He needed that DP. What a check.
The heck?
Oh, what a turnaround. Nauman with all the answers. Dude, he was playing uphill the whole time there, Vicious. The whole time. But that final round, complete domination. And Saka, who was looking poised to take this, despite that sexy back heavy punch punish on the, drive rush back heavy punch punish on the perfect parry on the Dragon Lash, man, shut down completely. Nauman,
I also find it very attractive. Yeah, that was a really, really good descriptive for that move. That was actually really good. I find it beautiful. No, it was great. It was. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you are the player and you land something that sick. It's one of those things like you're in the arcade, right? You land a big combo, big important combo. You look around to see if anybody else saw it. It's the same kind of feeling.
100, bro. Love the fact he's going for that tight punish in a high stakes tournament. Man, I need to check if I can do drive rush back heavy punch.
With Lily?
Yeah, that's the drive rush back heavy punch on punish counter. I get crouch heavy punch on that. Damn, son. Sako, you got me thinking, bro. I'm gonna go trade him over for that perfect parry drive rush back. That heavy punch is quite slow though. How fast is that heavy punch with China?
No, so she's infamous for having that particular normal be mad fast. Like that Hake, the back
really
heavy
fast,
punch.
right, yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's 8 frames, by the way.
Shut up.
The palm strike,
What?
it's 8 frames.
Oh, that's
So
crazy.
you get the perfect parry, you drive rush forward. And it's fast enough. And check this out, dude. As fast as that is, guess what? On hit as a punish counter, 9 frames. Then you're drive rushing forward. You add how much more to that? An additional 4? Is my mathing correctly?
Yeah, an additional 4 punish counter. No, an additional more than that because it's punish counter and you're doing drive rush.
Yeah, so
It's like an additional
in
6.
total you're getting a lot. You're getting a lot out of that. So yeah, normally on punish counter, 9 frames, you're getting an extra 4 or something like that. You know, math is hard, dude. I'm thinking about it, what was that, like 13 total? That's so good. Can we all as a community agree to ban that? No, I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. Let's all agree to utilize that, actually. I want to see that more in gameplay if you have a heavy normal that fast, right? I love that. Yeah, one of the bigger things in the meta right now is challenging the jumps on landing for the punish counter. I like that from Sakonoko. Forward throw now.
Send man. She ain't got throw loops, but she got throw loops, bro. It's just 3-5. You got to guess. Oh my goodness, he's not going to spend any meter. Yeah, he's going to get it without it. Wonderful conversion. Sakonoko, that Chun-Li, man. When it gets going, delightful.
Oh, the big bait!
Don't stand throw.
Huge damage. Easy enough, gets the forward throw. Tensho, you're actually
Big
dead.
bait, water round.
I like that. The perfect KO. What a rebuttal from Nauman. Not too expensive either. Just at the cusp of building 2 bars for yourself. Sakonoko, on the other hand, has already 2. He's about to build 3 as well. A single hit will be explosive, and we just called it. Nauman already starting things off with the corner carry. Throw bait is a possibility. He's just trying to do it right now.
Oh no. It's all going wrong with this drive rush though. Right, he's going for the heavy gym ride. Really well identified. That's twice he's done that now. He's very close to burnout here. All stayed in front. Well blocked. Now I'm looking to close this out. Sako needs an opening. He's going to get thrown to the corner instead though. Level 3. 1 hit will do it. Ooh, that Sanshiro almost whiffed.
I wonder if he could have done a stand jab on the recovery, like after the fireball had been thrown. Maybe, I don't know if he was in time to stand jab and interrupt the Hazanshu, but either way, that would have been catastrophic. 1 hit is all Nauman needs now. Oh no!
We had it. We actually had it. Burn out here. Nauman's got to be careful. Oh, he gets opened up. Gonna go straight to level 2. Level 2 doesn't freeze the gauge, so his burnout will recover slightly. But he's got to guess right here. Safe jump. He missed it. Good block. Oh, there it is.
Time to throw it out, bro.
That was crazy. That timing was crazy, Vicious. The little stagger, the nothing, no button behind it. Just did it. And it worked out.
Oh, it makes me nervous every time, right? I think he's also within range to get thrown, but you have to react. Like, it's tough. It's such a tough call. Oh, that back, bro. What are you gonna do about it? Look at that, just taking up the estate. He's utilizing the walk speed and throwing out the fireball. I think he wants to egg Nauman on into the corner so that if he gets the side switch, it'll be much easier for him to retain pressure. Oh, normal forward exposure.
Walking across medium. There's that walk forward jab. He doesn't use that enough, I must say. Best walk forward jab in the game. He's used it to great effect there. Oh, he tried to make that whip with the stand medium. I'm not sure. Didn't matter. That crouch medium was too deceiving. Does it again, and it works. This time, Vicious.
Oh, nothing off with a low forward. And that would have put him in burnout too, so I totally get that from now.
Yeah, exactly.
OD uppercut.
That's not gonna work.
No, you dropped it! Oh.
Wow. He's at the damage. He's got the burnout, the drive impact if he needs it. We'll just go for a couple throws. Bait it out. Now, man. That's match point here.
I totally understand the decision from Sakonoko, maybe relying on an invincibility, baiting, trying to bait Nauman into throwing out a meaty. Prior, perhaps, looking helpless, but I totally understand. Nauman, very wary of it. A little bit of a change up too, and I like that. Immediately after the standing leg kick is blocked, he knows very well that he's not allowed to press the button. It's not his turn anymore. Another punish counter on the landing frames.
And the back throw. Oh, the perfect parry.
Crouching!
He's punished, he's crouching, yeah.
Oh, another
Take
throw
the bait this time with the throw bait.
Sick!
Oh, face out of anti-air. Oh, he could have killed that. He chose not to. He's going to save the meter. Is that going to cost him? No, it isn't. Double win there for Sako. Match point, both players, and they both got the bars as well.
Very innovative too with the lightning legs. Oh, we're going to save that talk for later. The big explosion down below. Santa. Oh my god, the level 3 is going to be so much damage. Soten Ranka. Look at the damage on that. The corner carry as well. Forward throw. He gets to do it again if he wants to. Give me another
exactly
one.
That. I'm telling you, man. It is and it isn't a throw loop, guys. Counter hit. Oh, level 3 of his own here.
It's not of the sit down and shut up variety, but it is a lot of damage.
Oh, takes the throw again. Huge implications in this game here. 10 points on the line.
That was far.
Oh, big anti-air.
Oh,
the roundhouse connects. Wake up OD, Dragon Punch connects. No, he's still in this. Now he doesn't want to burn himself out. Chooses not to drive rush in. Oh, no, it's closing up. he got the perfect combo too. How clutch was that from Nauman? This is what I'm talking about, the spatial awareness. Sakunoko wasn't even thinking of drive impact there. He didn't think he was anywhere near close enough to the corner. But Nauman knew exactly where he was. Slipped it in when he least expected it. To the corner you go, and the optimal punish as well to get the kill off that wall splat. What a moment. 10 apiece. We got ourselves a real match here, Vicious.
Not gonna lie, at one moment I thought you were gonna say Sakunoko ga! Like I thought you were, I don't know. I felt it in my bones, man. I felt like you were gonna do it. But man, like there were so many different looks that Nauman was giving on offense. It's so hard to tell what's coming up, which is why we saw some big errors from the side of Sakunoko, right? It's not to kind of like just completely chalk it up to Sakunoko missing some of these defensive options. But it was due to the fact that Nauman was so ambiguous with it. It was so hard to tell, right? When we talk about the throw loops in the corner, we talk about Ken having one of the more dangerous ones, the most consistent one really in those options. It's like when you get different looks of neutral jump, you get different looks of just even backing up and pressing a normal. It's like how do you even guess? Like if you play against a competent Ken in ranked and you experience that, like even in the chat knows, all the people in the chat who have played against his character, you're always thinking to yourself, it's like, man, how do I guess this correctly? This is such a bad time in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, he's got so many different ways in, so many things to think about. We spoke about how Chun-Li can control Ken to some degree, but you can't really control Ken. You've got too many things to look at. She has more options than others for answering those things. Look at the statistics here. Oh my god, is that 0 for 12 on the throws? Wow.
My god.
He's just taking the throws, boy. That's crazy.
And he still
100%
won.
hit rate on the OD reversals. He still won. Yeah, crazy. Sort of wild. Sako taking a couple of times there. Saw it cost him a few times as well. Anti-air game was pretty solid. 50% there, as you see, Vicious. Not much jumping from Sako. I mean, she does have a very floaty jump, Chun-Li, so no need for her to take to the air often. Situation very, very solid. Yeah, no, really impressive performance from now. I love the throw tech stat, actually. He's just fully committed, isn't he?
Yeah, his Ken is shaping up to be a very difficult one to track down in terms of the spacing, and also a difficult one to read on offense. I really want to see how he further develops his character, but it's great news right now for DetonatioN Gaming. At least they're walking away with a minimum 10 points today against those at the high table, right, with FAV Gaming. With that in mind, this is a great setup. We talked about this earlier, what this could mean for DetonatioN. If Nauman sets the stage right, it's going to be great for Fudo going into it, because again, he's been so consistent, so dominant, even outside the realm of Street Fighter League. This guy is so difficult to play against. He could be a nut if he wants to, or he could be a reaction beast as well. He's the one innovating a lot of the with throw option selects into like big back roundhouse damage a lot of the time, and it's so enlightening to see. It's like he makes me want to play DJ again, right? And he makes a lot of people want to play DJ again with how cool he's been.
Again? You're playing DJ? What, DJ and ST or something like that? What do you mean DJ again?
Only in the first few weeks. He was the first person or the first character I took to master.
Why did you downgrade so hard?
I don't know what to tell you. I genuinely don't. Believe me.
Don't lie. You were like, this character sucks, man. No one's gonna make this character. Oh man, I'm switching. You know what this Jamie got? He's got a command grab. He's got records. This Jamie's gonna be top 5. I'm playing Jamie, baby. $1 million. Woo! 3 months later, boy.
What's funny is I pay such close attention to like everybody's streaming, right? I like to see who the discussion of top 5 was for the States, for EU, and also for Japan, right? There was a lot of consistency with DJ being within the top 5 for Japan, and then just outside of top 5 for Europe. But then for US, surprisingly, everybody was low-key kind of sleeping on DJ, and only in the very, very beginning stages. So I was just kind of curious. I'm like, man, it's intimidating to keep up with DJ for me on an execution level, but I could see why that the Japanese players would think he's top tier, or at least top 5.
Who's like the best DJ in America? There's not really a notable player playing DJ.
There's a few in the Dominican Republic for sure. I've seen some very, very impressive ones that hit top 8
there's
this
Mono
weekend.
there, there's exactly a couple other guys there. But actually, USA, like North America, Okay, I don't know if guys in the stream chat want to follow me. Who's the best DJ in America? It's a good point. Some of these characters are underrepresented. We got the same issue with Rashid. I was actually delighted with Problem X's performance against Gatsuku at Link, because I was like, where are you going to get the knowledge to play this matchup, man? This guy's like the best Rashid in the world right now. We ain't got Rashid like that anywhere remotely close. But he's learned enough there. Someone's been teaching him it. Okay, so it's going to be Tokido coming up here in this anchor match to take on the oh-so-reliable Fudo. Fudo, third best player in the league this season, second only to Bonchan and Shuto. Sorry, second stage of the season. Was sitting at the top for most of the league until he lost that one game against Goichi. Back to winning ways last week. Tokido's Ken versus Fudo's DJ. Let's see, Fudo just saying in the pre-match interview, I'm confident in facing Tokido. I was expecting him. And Tokido in response says, I know he's confident, that's why I put myself forward. Wow. Wow, interesting. Interesting statements from both of these guys.
I feel like somebody's trolling the other. I feel like when it comes to these two, because again, these two have fought off in so many iterations of Street Fighter. They gotta be like, you know, they're trying to one-up each other verbally. But either way, let's see who ones up the other in the final set. Drive impact to drive impact? No, sir. Fudo already ready for it. Letting him drop to his knees a little bit for the Fierce to catch mid-air, right? Or to force the air state.
Wow. What a choice of anti-air. Oh, jab into the back roundhouse.
The damage!
Oh, it's a parry. It's going to take a ton of damage. Another throw. What a round from Fudo. Just a couple of scrambles there, and every time there was a scramble, Fudo came out on top. Let's hope Tokido's collected some data there.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to the Japanese voice actor for DJ. He makes him sound so cool.
No. Please. Easy, Vicious, easy. I've got Jamaican friends, every time they're not going to be happy you said that.
Every time he drive rushes forward, the ha ha ha, it's so cool.
And his parry as well. Was he saying when he parried? Perfect parry to you as well?
For English, not a tool, man.
Not a tool, man.
You get a throw, that's it for Tokido, right? Oh no, the OD busts out, get off of me. Exclaim Fudo, it doesn't even matter again.
Did he burn out?
That's a place where you can't even do it. Yeah,
that's like plus infinity, man.
That's plus not your turn is what that is, right? Oh, jump fierce. It collided with whatever normal Fudo put out there. That's crazy. Crazy talk. Oh, anti-air. Oh, it's still traded. Come on.
Oh. Fudo's burnt himself out there with that guess. It's an expensive one.
Oh no. Oh, you're trading so much damage, dude.
Yeah, he could have chipped him dead to that anyway.
Smart.
He tried to press a button and it wasn't his turn. Fudo doing what he does best there. I'll take the first game against Tokido.
Well, that's so smart too, the lockdown. You're looking at crouching medium punch, a heavy slasher, especially in burnout. You're going to be plus enough to get at least another normal, and you could even spend OD if you wanted to. There is a way to like lock down your opponent indefinitely with plus frames and lead into a chip damage death scenario, which is, yeah, exactly why you saw Fudo, or you saw Tokido get hit like concurrently, right? He got hit one time, he tried to either press a button or escape the second time. It does make a lot of sense for Tokido to fall in that way.
Yeah, he tried to match something out, understandably. It was a bit of a checkmate scenario. You can match the reversal in between some of the buttons, but it's very tight. Great play from Fudo. Tokido looks visibly, you know, a bit distressed. Taking some advice from his team there, trying to figure out what he needs to change. Not rushing straight to the rematch, which I agree with.
I'd imagine it's one thing to really talk about DJ's drive rush, but it's another to talk about what happens if he decides to do something like drive rush just cool. I think like the idea of even trying to counter the drive rush is out of the question most of the time. For someone like Fudo specifically, I think it is out of the question more often than not. But one thing I have kind of seen a little bit that's found some success, hear me out, is anytime you see the green stuff, you hold north. like neutral jump, right? I think I've seen that work a couple of times over in a handful of CFNs when I saw some of these players practicing for DJ. But Fudo, we've seen him before. We've seen him drive rush forward, acknowledge that neutral jump, and go into a back heavy kick. So we'll see if that tactic even comes out for Tokido.
Really good point. We have DJ's drive rushing in with jab, right? So they don't have down charge. They're doing stand jab, brainlessly into back heavy kick because it links, and it's like a very devastating combo when it connects. Jab back heavy kick is a commitment. Neutral jump. I imagine they can still back heavy kick your neutral jump, but if you're not pressing the button, you don't get air stunned at least. That could be an answer. Not something you can abuse though. Of course, the DJ will start picking up on that data and that neutral jump will get snuffed out. But I've been doing that in a couple of matchups. There's some characters it's pointless against. Jury, see the green hold up, she gets an anti-air into drive rush Oki every single time. With the pinwheel, so but DJ could be interesting because he's obviously giving up his charge, isn't he? That's that jab.
Yeah. So I mean, I do like the back roundhouse. You talked about it. Even if it just gets clipped, it just knocks him out of the air. It's not going to lead to like a punish counter combo or whatever. But the dangerous part about it is even that back roundhouse is cancelable into the fake Soban, right? And that leads to a very tough, advantageous scenario. That's where the danger is, right? It's not necessarily landing the hit. It's the danger of the mix-up afterwards.
We'll see what adjustments Tokido, if any, can make here.
Here we go. To the knee shot. Don't find the connection.
Knee shot into crouch medium, straight into the EX. Just that's insanely tight.
I respect that.
Oh, nice whiff punish, no cancel though. Tokido's been walking forward with jab a lot with Ken in his matchup. It's been impressive. He's losing the scrambles though.
Right there! We just talked about that scenario as an anti-air. Oh.
Random drive rush is an answer against DJ. Oh, to the corner you go. Kido swagging on him.
Femi. Was that corner to corner?
Yes, it was. Almost. Trying to bring this round back.
That's so
he wasn't ready. He just go ahead. Level 2. Say it, Vicious.
Shippuden Raika!
Shippuden Raika! I've been enjoying that.
You gotta say the Tasty Steve version. Tetsflugen Nature! I don't know what he says, but it sounds funny.
Yeah, it's too good.
Not a tool, man!
That's delayed. It wasn't even a reversal. But still, Fudo was ready for it. Pick up buttons from Tokido. He'll make another comeback. That's the parry on the jumping into the EX jackknife. So clever. You think he's lost down charge? He hasn't. There's the drive rush jab we spoke about. No confirm needed. Just commit to the back heavy kick. And it is heading towards a 2-0 lead here. It's Fudo.
Oh, that was so delayed. Did you see that drive rush? He waited at the last second to get that medium punch, and now look at the damage inflicted, Getting some of the drive gauge back, really, really smart, but also the corner carry on that, very impressive. Yes, sir, getting close to the corner.
Wow, Tokido's walking forward. No way in, though. Yeah, drive rush jab again.
Come on.
Tokido desperately needs some momentum here.
You see what I'm saying? He sounds so cool.
Oh, there's no way in. Okay, no, I'll take back what I said because you're talking about the Japanese DJ, who does sound pretty cool, I must say. The English DJ, I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life, but man, Jamaicans all over the world crawling in their graves.
Are they? I thought it was pretty cool.
Not a tool, man.
And I'm not.
Why doesn't it say Bomber Us? It say Bomber Us. Bomber Us!
I'm not gonna say it, bro. Here we go. Big punish counter. Look at the carry on that too. Baby.
Oh, slippery Fudo, man. Just can't get going.
The confirm.
Walk forward he's been doing cost him.
So much time.
Yeah, as the game's evolving, you're seeing a lot more of these crouch mediums confirmed into drive rush. I didn't even know DJ had one of them, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's a very active normal too. That crouching medium punch, if you're looking at it.
Oh, such an incredible bar. Man, there's just no way in for Takedo. He cannot get started here, Vicious. Full control.
It's so dicey looking, really. Oh man, that's what's so great about his knee shot too. The knee shot being able to change the trajectory to punish the fireballs accordingly. Because DJ naturally has a floaty jump, so I do like that tool, that recognition from Fudo. The parry is there. The corner carry as well. Dash up 2 times over, knock on the door. No catch on the movement though for Takedo.
Not down there. Oh, this is pressing bars at the wrong time. It's going to be a level 3. The scrambles have just been coming off horribly wrong for Takedo. And now Fudo poised to take this 3-0 and get his team this much needed 20 points. Close that gap at the top. Could be bad news for FAV. Takedo's burnt out. He needs a miracle.
If he can get a solid hit into critical art, at this point in time, he regains his meter, but
oh, that's bad.
Pretty Graham, oh,
just goes for the chip.
So bot. Yeah.
Damn.
So what's wild about that is it's so far reaching. It does a lot of chip damage, but ultimately, if you block it in burnout, you have plus frame advantage. So he gets to press any normal into like even more chip damage. So it's so intimidating. It's such a far special move, dude. Like if you seed it normally, like the OD version, it goes like 3-4 to the screen.
Such a good choice there. Fudo just far too comfortable in that Ken matchup. Way more aware of the situational. His situational awareness was just way more advanced than Takedo's. The scrambles were just working in against Takedo's favor. Just couldn't quite get his turn. Had all the answers there. Did Fudo. Very solid performance. I'm not sure Takedo won more than a round in that set. That was pretty convincing win.
Really starting to look on Takedo's face too as they're discussing it amongst themselves. Even Fudo, even though like he had gotten the big W for the team, it looks like business as usual for him. But this is huge, right? Huge implications for Detonation FocusMe. They shoot themselves up pretty, not necessarily further up in the leaderboards, but it's significant. They're going to still be in the same place currently, just with 30 extra points. 140 total, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, that's a brilliant result for them. They were sitting in, where they started, they 4th, I think? The 3rd.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Now they're just 25 points away.
You're right. Yeah, so I actually misspoke. So Detonation FocusMe is now in 2nd place, if I'm not mistaken. They have overtaken School of Fish. School of Fish, GyoGun, we're at 115 points. So that makes sense now.
Okay, so they should be on 140 points. And FAV was on 165 points, so 25 points gap. That 1st place, with this loss, a few more games left. That 1st place is probably the most risky I've seen it for a while. It's no longer a 40-point cushion. You know, Detonation have closed that gap significantly. And we still have School of Fish as common play later, who was 2nd at the start of the day. So, big result.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think in the history of the league, I don't recall it ever being this close of a gap between the 2 teams of grand finals and 2nd place.
Yeah, good 8 usually miles away at this point. Yeah.
So you gotta be feeling pretty good about yourself. No, we did not. Itabashi Zangief has been kind of taking like a back foot, really. Not too much, not as much as like Sakonoko has, but we saw a lot of the Marisa play a little bit ago, right? We're starting to see the progress with this character picking a big body, I think, which is a phenomenal choice, by the way, because that's his archetype, right? He transitioned from playing Zangief to Abigail, like season to season, and I'm glad that he's making that power move early instead of playing Zangief for a whole season and him ultimately regretting it, or him ultimately risking out points for his team, right?
Very proud of his team here. Itabashi Zangief there on the post-match interview saying fantastic plays from Nauman and Fudo. Street Fighter League is really good production. Massive shout out to the Street Fighter League production there. Itabashi Zangief, just big fan of you guys. What's John Takeuchi saying there, Vicious?
Unfortunately, he's in a little bit of a poor spirits, right? He said, I unfortunately lost, but I had some good points. I'll get stronger next episode, which kind of led to what Nauman was saying, right? He had his pre-game interview saying that I feel we are in a bad mood right now. I think he was just basing it off of the opening performance. But it's hard. It's really difficult to be down on yourself when you play someone like Bonchan, who's been scoring most of the points and has been like sharpening his loot, right? Like he's one of the most intimidating loots to play against because his game sense and his awareness of where you're at resource-wise is top-notch. It's elite. So I don't think John Takuchi should be too down on himself. And Nauman, his mention was, I usually never use drive impact like that, but I really wanted to win, so that went well this time, which is fine. Taking those type of risks and making those kind of reads, you gotta do it sometimes, right?
Yeah. I think he played really well. Fudo was just too comfortable. Need to get that guy some. We've seen him maybe look human occasionally, but it's not common.
ちょっと楽しみですよね。これ負けてると1位絶対はないんですけど、
There's the table. Yeah, we spoke about it. 165 to 140. As you said, Vicious, exactly that. 25 points clear at the top. FAV remain, but that gap between first and second has been shrunk significantly following this rare loss for FAV here against Detonation, who've been brilliant this season. I must say they've also kind of like eliminated any fears about not qualifying. I mean, 40 points isn't, they're not safe, but that increasing the gap between themselves and Cyclops, something they were able to do as well. So two massive bonuses with that result.
Pretty huge, pretty significant, I should say. Not necessarily huge, but it's a comfortable place to be, considering there's only 4 more weeks of gameplay for them specifically. We're getting our final words and final thoughts from the captain, Inabashi Zangief. We did also get a statement in from Fudo. Looking at the previous match with Takedo, he was thinking he had more options as of now, but Takedo gets better throughout the league, so I hope I don't face him in the finals. What's cool about that is, like, I don't know how often, or I don't know how many more times Detonation FocusMe has to face off against FAV Gaming in the future. I'd have to look at the schedule again. But this was a W being on the away side. That is significant. So even if Fudo wanted to, like, he could be like, you know, I never want to fight Takedo again, and he could just force him to hold that, which is always funny. He is on with his final thoughts. We are reaching towards first place. Keep this up and take over FAV's place. They've done it once already. Maybe they could do it again. But with that in mind, Detonation FocusMe, they are the victors, 30-10. I'm liking the pacing of everything. It's actually really similar to what we saw last week in terms of the score, right? We had a 40 bomb. We had a 30-point game. Now it's up to these final 2 teams. And this is really difficult. You can see the score on the bottom left of the Japanese commentary team. GyoGun versus Saishunkan Seoul Kumamoto. A 5-point difference currently, respectively, in 3rd and 4th. That's going to be coming up next. But not before the stats here. It's a very interesting interpretation. There's so much going on in this matchup. There's so many high numbers, obviously, for the side of Fudo. With the anti-airs 4 to 5, pretty well done. He has a great anti-air option with DJ. OD reversals, again, jackknife. It's the Swiss Army knife of special moves, I feel like, right now. We got the tech throws as well, 3 to 5, especially against someone like Ken. Totally understandable. That's not a bad percentage. 60% against the Ken. That's impressive.
Really good, because Ken will put in that situation simultaneously. On the flip side for Takedo, it was the other way around, man. Just completely thrown to death, not taking understandably, but when the momentum was going your way, going against you, you need to make the right read on some of those throws. He wasn't able to do that either, so just everything going through that way, really. Not really needed to do any OD reversals as well, which tells you he wasn't under too much pressure. Played quite comfortably, and Takedo's playing catch up every round.
The summation of that is, when it comes to Fudo's DJ, he's not a tool, man. 30 points for the side of Detonation FocusMe, taking down the top of the table of FAV Gaming with only 10 points to their name. Yo, shout out to Shoryu Sengan if he's watching this, by the way. He does it the best with the most enthusiasm. I really do enjoy it. I love the way Shoryu Sengan does it too. It's so funny. It's so good. Hopefully he gets to hear that.
It's accurate and exaggerated at the same time, which is brilliant.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to contain myself if I heard it in person. Truly, you got to give flowers where they're due, man, where they're deserved. With that in mind, now we talked about the final match coming up: GyoGun versus Saishunkan Seoul Kumamoto. That's gonna be coming up real soon. In fact, we got to talk a little bit about the ads that have been really supporting Street Fighter League Japan as of late. Now, if you have fine, ridiculous hair like Ryu and Luke, you're gonna have a great time with some of these hair products. It's clear, #1 brand. We can't do it, but I'll tell you what, you gotta let us know how you feel about it. Femi, perhaps on the beard? It's a possibility. You never know. We could make it happen. Make it happen for yourselves. Check it out, the QR code down below. They have a big collaboration going on again with Clear. You guys want to check it out for yourselves? Let us know how it feels, actually. I would love to know. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Despite me not ever being able to use it, that'd be kind of cool either way. I love seeing these type of collabs really come forward with Street Fighter 6 as of late. There's been so many really cool things that have been happening in the world of Street Fighter, and I'm all for it. Again, Femi had talked about it earlier. It's a great time to be a Street Fighter 6 fan. And as we wind down with more of these ads, we have some collaborations going on with VTubers all over. But if you really want to show your support, some of these buttons are currently available. I actually got to see it at the Battle Hub store. I'm slowly starting to build up my in-game currency. I want to buy all the Japanese ones for sure. Like, I want to buy all the Japanese pins as well, right? It's an automatic for me, but I'm kind of keen to like the EU ones, right? I want to see what's really good. Once that starts in what, the 17th, right? It's coming up real soon.
17th, this Friday, baby. This Friday, episode 1. Let's get it.
I'm about it.
Yeah, I like the mouse and the wolves one. Really cool logos. Yeah, come on, man. Get yourselves up, guys. UIU's always been very good at branding in general, so that's a no-brainer over in US.
続いては事業者向けストリートファイターリーグプロ JP 2023
You're doing a fantastic job of keeping up with all the action alongside you guys, showing the utmost patience of being up at ungodly hours for the most part. A lot of English-speaking natives coming in from the chat. Big shout-outs to you guys. I don't know where the heck you guys are right now, but we appreciate you guys for tuning in every time. Again, we had a little bit of a different format here. This is the second stage of Street Fighter League Japan's season, where we split it up. We went from 9 teams to 6, and we're still trying to figure out now who's going to make it into the playoffs. And if you guys want to show your support like you guys have been doing, if you're in Japan, you can check out some of the venues here, right? Good 8 Squad had their own canvas to cheer on their squad as well, no pun intended. Cyclops, Athlete Gaming, Osaka, very cool. Shinobism Gaming, I think that's Sky Studio, I think that's run by Momochi and Choco Blanca. And then obviously Team Ikusa in Hiroshima, they have their thing going on too, with like the fan caravans as well. With the participation, you could also get some of these really cool lanyards as well with the exclusive artwork come out from Street Fighter League Japan. Be sure to participate again if you guys want all that information. Be sure to, one, for the giveaway, follow at Capcom_esports, and be sure to follow along and use that hashtag for Street Fighter League Pro-JP to be a part of any of the giveaways going on. But we gotta take a break, man. We've been talking a lot, and it's mad early for me, but for Femi, he's winding down as well. You don't want to miss it. When it comes down to it, the final match, it's gonna be after this break. Grab some drinks, grab some snacks, but be ready ultimately for some more Street Fighter 6 here at Street Fighter League Japan. We'll see you real soon.
たくさんのメッセージはいただいているんですが、みんなで盛り上がればね、自然とメッセージ数増えますんで、こちらの方もお願いいたします。はい。もちろん X でのですね、選手への応援コメントや番組の感想などもどしどし投稿いただけると非常に嬉しいです。よろしくお願いします。お願いいたします。はい。お知らせは以上となります。カプコン e スポーツ公式 SNS ではリーグの最新情報をお届けしております。ハッシュタグ SF リーグをつけてチームや選手たちに試合の感想や応援コメントをつぶやいてください。番組の中で紹介させていただきますのでどしどしお願いいたします。ここで視聴者の皆様にお願いがございます。ストリートファイターリーグの運営に関わりのない第三者による本大会の模様や本大会の対戦リプレイ映像のアップロードはお控えください。その代わり YouTube、Twitch のクリップ機能をお使いいただいて皆様が思う名場面を、名インタビューをぜひ広めていただければ幸いです。クリップ機能を利用してどんどんストリートファイターリーグの楽しさを拡散していきましょう。でしょうね。はい、でしょうね。 この後は試合準備のため休憩に入らせていただきます。21時13分からは第6節マッチ3最春カンソル熊本対魚群の模様をお届けしてまいります。それでは一旦失礼いたします。
初めてだ。これは夢か幻か。早速始めるか。よし、やるか。いい戦いになりそうだ。実践的なのがいいんだよな。実践ってのもいろいろだが、この街で始めるならストリートからだ。
It's the battle to stay alive within the rankings of the top 4. You already know what it is. It's Vicious here with F4. Let me see it, brother. Let it rip. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Up next is going to be GyoGun versus Saishunkan. So, Kumamoto, give it to me. Let me see who's on that roster. And just in case you forgot, it's going to be Kabe, the Daredevil on ice. He's been stepping up little by little. He's been coming up also as a 4th member, but also we also have the Prodigy coming in with Higuchi, ever impressive guy who's been throwing down those booms from downtown. Followed by the little devil, Shuto, with one of the most impressive records that we can ask for in the 2nd stage. All led by the Brute King, it is Nemo, who has been guiding the team along just fine, just dandy. He's been streaming out like crazy also lately. I actually kind of am curious. Who will their formation be going into this particular week, especially against the School of Fish, who is just 5 points away. But let's take a closer look and reintroduce you guys to the team. It's GyoGun, the Prince of the Rapids, Mizuha. Also one of the more dominant players that we could ask for, who's been doing exponentially well. The hero of Sunrise Moge, who's been doing absolute damage on a global scale. This guy's been at every offline premiere, I think, thus far. Then we got Mr. Optimal. It's Machabo, who we actually have to see put some points up on the board as well. All led by the 2D guy, Mago-san. It's Mago as their leader. With pure devotion. I'd imagine they have a lot to say about the most recent ender of that anime, but I'll tell you what, man. These guys... Oh, hey, Mizuha got his hair colored. What a luxury. It looks great on him. All jokes aside.
Usually rocking the patented blonde. Going for some green hair. Maybe something to do with the match today. Let's check out the order. What's it going to be? Saichu, Sol, Kumamoto are going to go with Kabe first with Ken. Higuchi second with that Guile. And Nemo is going to anchor again. Wait a second.
Word.
Wait, what? No, what?
Zoom in on that.
Where's Shuto? Dude, are you crazy? What is going on? Get the hell out of here.
Get out of
here. Free Fire League Japan, they got some rules, right, where everyone has to play, right? This is one of them weeks where he has to miss a game or two, because that can't be a logical decision.
I don't know. I genuinely don't think that's an enforced rule. But even so, like, he hasn't been on the bench for too long, considering...
1 in 5?
Yeah.
Anchor? 20 points?
I get the logic. Believe me. I understand the logic. But there's no rule against, like, putting Shuto up there all the time. So, yeah, it is a little questionable. But a little bit of reluctancy from the other camp, the opposing camp with GyoGun. Mago, I guess he wants to throw in Mizuha Kami. He sounded very unsure of that. Am I tripping, or did that seem like the tone?
It looks like it's Mizuha Kami coming in there. Yeah, they're going to go with the new color head to take on the Kabe. We saw Kazunoko absolutely dispatch of Ken earlier in that matchup. We'll see if the Ken matchup can be replicated here by Mizuha. I imagine Kabe would have been expecting that. You know, they often put the orders up expecting certain players to step forward. So. Man, you know what? You look at it though. Actually, there's no anchor match that makes sense here. If it's not going to be Shuto. Kabe is 0 and 2. Nemo's 1 and 5. Higuchi 1 and 6 in the 2nd stage. So you know these guys are literally riding the wave of Shuto, who's basically carried the whole team. They were second for most of the 2nd stage, by the way, because of Shuto. Now all of a sudden they're going to play without him. If you are School of Fish, if you're GyoGun, you're going to be absolutely rubbing. You're going to be licking your lips. Let's destroy these guys. Let's kick them while they're down.
Yeah.
If I was a player still, that's how I'd be. It's kill or be killed out here. That's how I'd be thinking.
No, I agree. I think it's a sound strategy to take advantage of that misplacing. Like, there's no way to really avoid this topic. I think it's a very valid statement to say that if you're not putting your top point earner, you're doing yourself a disservice, right? Like, others can say, well, they want to have a switch up with the teams because they want to make sure that everybody gets to practice in. You could still do that in a different way. Like, you could still sub one other person out. At the same time, it's like it's difficult to do it, at least in this stage of the game. Again, it's 5 weeks total remaining. Obviously, this is their week now. It's gonna leave what 4 left. You're gonna make it such
Are these the previous results
such a
here?
difficult race.
2025?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
25, 20. So
That's,
they've drawn both
in-
times.
Oh yeah.
25 points each. One win each by 5 points. Interesting.
That's kind of interesting. That's kind
And both of those times they had Shuto, I'm sure. So it would probably be a case where they were losing, Shuto came up in anchor and did what Shuto does. Now they got to try and pull that off again without Shuto. So if there's ever a time to step up, just 15 points away from relegation. They're only 15 points clear of actually qualifying. Sakuso Kumamoto. No Shuto on the squad. If they're going to perform, it needs to be now. If they're going to perform without him, it needs to be now.
Yeah. We made the comparison of the matchup previously, Cammy versus Ken. I think that's going to be in a different light, however, with Mizuha piloting the Cammy and also Kabe piloting the Ken. I think one thing is for certain, Fujimura wasn't playing like himself. I think that's a very, very evident thing. He's missed a lot of opportunities with his confirms, misjudging some of the movement against Kazunoko. That is something I feel like Kabe is not going to be doing. He's also been streaming as of late as well to sharpen up his Ken. Mizuha also has like somewhat of a different approach, I feel like, in regards to what he does on offense. You know, we talked about Kazunoko being a little bit more of a setup monster, trying to opt for punish counters to attack the drive gauge, using fast fall to enforce a mix. I don't think Mizuha is of that school. I think he is more so one to just capitalize on big openings for damage, corner carry, and just try to work his way that way. If a burnout happens, so be it. That's totally fine with him. He's just trying to nail some of these big damage opportunities. With Kabe, however, again, we talked about him slowly progressing. His record, not necessarily the best, right? This is his first time into the league. He actually replaced Sasamo for the second stage, but he's currently sitting at 0-2.
Okay. Well, he did have some words to say. He said, I faced Mizuha earlier in the first stage. He was really strong, but I'm much better now than I was that time. Izuke, let's go. Wow. Really confident words there from Kabe. I love it. Mizuha, in response, really difficult match. I'll play without letting my guard down. That's all he said. I'm going to add some spice. No mercy. I'm going to bust his head like I always do. Wow. Wow, spicy words from Mizuha. He comes into this match versus Kabe. Wow.
Yeah, we just talked about that. Gets the big opening. Already into the corner sequencing. And I like this. Yeah, just knocking on the door. Breaking down the drive gauge. A lot of the damage incoming. Forward throw now. What do you do about this if you're Kabe? You low forward like Sanford Kelly would. I love that.
Dash forward, every punch whiffs. Slows it back down here, does Kabe. He's not been had any anti-air game whatsoever so far. Such an important part of your game against Cammy. Wow.
What can you really say about that, though?
Just ready.
It's difficult. Trying to stop the approach. The low forward is there. Again, Mizuha. He's been slowly inching his way up at max distance. Big throw bait. Oh, give me that. There we go. There we go, Kabe. Showing some life. Let me get that forward throw. Do it again. Make him pay for it. No, he didn't get the option select for the jump escape.
Oh, what punish. Guess an opening here.
How do you feel about this?
That was Mizuha.
Oh.
As rings back, another spin knuckle doesn't get punished. Fast fall, checks it well. Well, that's why he's not been anti-airing. Some kind of approach. I mean, the fact he was ready for that fast fall was kind of shocking, to be honest. Jeepers, Kabe.
That had to be like a read based off of like how he's seen Mizuha play in the past, right? Because that is so hard, so difficult to be ready for. Oh, punish counter on the way down.
Gets the trip recovery. He missed his dive kick. I think he's right. He's trying to bait out wake up dive kick. That's like a next level read. You've already got the advantage. Oh, we've punished the team, Kabe. Yeah, catches him trying to jump back. Where are you going? Cool, it's a back throw. It wasn't.
Oh, counter hit. Standing like shit. Not enough to do anything else afterwards? Question mark? I think he's gonna do maybe like another light, perhaps.
Too high. We could have killed that. Just went for the DP.
Oh.
There's a Tatsu in. Almost burnt out here.
So
one roundhouse will do.
So expensive.
Meaty arrow.
Meaty as heck. Also in burnout. And it's Kabe, and I like that little bit of a stutter. From the low into the low medium kick, low light to low medium.
To the low forward.
I appreciate that a lot.
Very nice. Kabe playing with a confidence stuff. But we haven't really seen a lot of the players exuberate, apart from shooter. To put this in perspective, guys, these guys collectively are 2 and 13 in the second stage, outside of shooters.
Oh my god.
Yeah. This is a massive.
Why you gotta break it down like that, Femi?
Hey, let's keep it real, man.
Why you gotta break it down like that, brother?
Tell me how it is. Hopefully Kabe didn't hear me, because all of a sudden confidence is dipped. Big neutral jump. Look at the damage on that side switch. Oh, he should be dead. Oh, optimized. Oh my goodness, Kabe.
What?
Are you serious?
That was actually godlike.
That was disgustingly clean. From the punish to the side switch, to the drive impact, to the aerial position of Cammy made that combo quite awkward. Still 100% ready. Did a little delay after the jump medium punch. Man, beautiful play. 10 point Kabe. Can he get his team 10 points without shooter? First in a while.
Not like this though.
To get close to scout.
Yeah, you're dead. Double. Wow. Give me that.
Yeah, there's still more damage on the table there, by the way. Jesus. Okay, shoot. Mizuha saves 1 point. Let's come back into this.
Both at level 3. Any single hit opening,
Yeah,
you gotta punish counter that. Another missed type hit.
Crouch heavy. Yes, time there, Vicious.
You see it too. It was a jump roundhouse, punish counter on the landing. It's difficult, man. We're starting to see Mizuha kind of fall apart.
Kabe on the flip side looks absolutely ready. The jab anti-air. Okay, I'm going back throw. Cuts him out.
Punish counter. On the side switch. Take that. Forward throw to open up. The meaty spiral arrow as well. And
count big time. That was beautiful.
It was inevitable.
Should be able to make it one apiece.
He gets to cash out. Level 3 didn't even need it. He actually didn't need it. He actually had that level 3 from the beginning of that round. And he just held on to it for the fatal blow.
Listen, that was so impressive from Mizuha, but you've got to give some criticism to Kabe, who's been playing phenomenally in this set, but burnt himself out there unnecessarily. Got a bit too close, got too close to that roundhouse and got burnt out. And from there, you can see he was not comfortable playing in burnout. The jab doesn't work this time. He's got the counter for it.
Oh, the uppercut actually finds the mark this time. Doesn't have to pay tremendously for that risk. I'm liking the bravery from Kabe. Yeah, sweet to sweet. We love that classic. He tried to get the punish counter on the recovery of that parry. I like the idea. Oh boy!
What? Forward fireball. That's going to cost him a ton of health and a sequence.
What?
Mizuha with a few drops.
Oh, he's baiting. No, he's definitely baiting, right? There's moments where he's blatantly trying to look for the OD uppercut. Is it gonna come? No, it's not. I think just keep throwing him.
Well. Oh, that was beautiful. Yeah, he was ready for the wake up crouch medium. That was actually a beautiful counter. He got hit by it once. Picked up the data. Suddenly Mizuha looking to continue the misery here for the Saishunkan Kumamoto squad outside of shooter. Heading towards another loss.
Side switch, double dash forward into nothing. He's really trying to find like reversal OD, right? Oh, punish counter!
Oh my goodness, it's all working level 3. Ooh, just about to get it. Big neutral up again. It's that same punish we saw earlier. This time goes into level 2.
That is such a sick side switch combo. Oh, neutral jump, he whiffed! Or he missed.
Again.
It's too late.
This is a massive mountain to climb here for Kabe. He needs a big opening. Yes, fireball. Scared to throw it. Oh, always ready. Goes in. One hit will do.
Forward throw, it's a great start.
Oh, we had to hold that. Oh, we're gonna get. What a tech! It's still in it.
It can't be by chip. The burnout's not gonna happen. Mizuha missed that train. He has to do it off of a hit. Oh, you're so sneaky, Kabe.
Yes, bro. That's a better reversal. Oh, he couldn't read him enough. He was so careful with his approach. The drive rush empty jab to try and beat out a reversal. Then the crouch medium drive rush jab, nothing. And suddenly, when he thought it was his turn, jump EX dive kick from Mizuha. Weathered that storm. He gets the win. Must have been quite a scary scenario. They was heading towards a loss. In the end, Mizuha gets that victory, and unfortunately, the Soul Kumamoto, poor form continues. But great play from Kabe, I must say. Just not enough.
It's a little ironic too, right? When you look at the initial strategy that Kabe was trying to implement against Mizuha, his primary objective was trying to get big baits against the OD dive kick on wake up dive, any of the wake up dive kicks, right? Because he wanted to get some of that throw pressure. Remember, we highlighted this way earlier on with the Ken versus Chun-Li. Sorry, what are the matchups with Chun-Li? I think it was with Sakonoko. Yeah, it was Sakonoko versus Naomi, right? There's only a handful of characters that can really get around the throw loop scenarios and with a jump special. Cammy is definitely one of those characters, and it could lead to so much damage. It could lead to so much of a momentum builder for them. So I understand Kabe's initial concern, but again, it is ironic that it ends up being the way he's eliminated, right? By the OD dive kick that he was so adamant, so much like so many reads going towards that in the very beginning, right? So it's really unfortunate that it went that way. But damn, 19%, 3 of 16. Hello, Jesus, that's a lot. That's a game. That's like a game's worth of throws, no?
So much damage, yeah. I mean, 1 in 6 is pretty good, but 16 and 3, that's that's crazy. Massive part of the game that worked out for Mizuha. 1 in 9 there of the anti-airs. So that was a massive downside of Kabe's game. He played brilliantly at making the reads, beautiful combo execution. I love that combo at the end when he side swapped and he got that aerial juggle on the drive impact on hit.
Beautiful.
But 1 in 9 anti-airs against Cammy, man, you're going to give yourself a mountain to climb every time. You know? And I appreciate that when he did anti-air, he made it count, but you just need a higher anti-air percentage than that, in my opinion.
No doubt. No doubt. It's difficult to call. I mean, Ken does have the tools to do it. Dive kick is a little bit difficult to call out. Even the hooligan at times as well. It catches a lot of people by surprise. But either way you spin it, it's going to be Mizuha taking down the first 10 points. Slowly increasing that gap, question mark, against Seoul at the moment. We're going to see Moke coming up next against Higuchi, right? Wow. That's intimidating. No sarcasm. We literally talked about this as well. I think Chun-Li is also totally fine with facing off against a matchup like this, right?
Yeah, I think Chun-Li is pretty decent in these matches. They're hard, they're not easy, but she has the tools to hang in there. Also, I feel like Gal's getting figured out left, right, center, man. We saw a great run from Kaba over the weekend. In a matchup that's very hard, he was able to send Kakeru to losers over a blink. But even when Daikoku came down to France, man, there's a lot of anti-Gal tech and comfort in the matchup. Where to stand, where to jump, where to make him feel like he can't throw booms. A lot of people are doing better and better. I still think Gal is a top 5 character just because of the simplicity and effectiveness and the damage and accessibility he has to that damage. But it's getting harder for the Gals, I must say. There's not many of them. 1 in 6 for Higuchi in this second stage. I mean, if the character's really that strong, being piloted by one of the best Scar players ever, that's a surprise record, I must say.
Yeah. I would love to see like all of these guys getting a hyperbolic time chamber against themselves and kind of like talk about the matchups. Like if you had Higuchi talking to Brian B, Knuckle-Do talking with the rest of them as well, that would be really entertaining. Oh, with Kaba as well, excuse me. That'd be really entertaining to watch. Granted, a lot of resources spent because there's a lot of translations that need to be done, but I digress. I think going into the Chun matchup, Chun is also one of those characters, you know, we talked about Guile being sort of figured out. I think the Chun-Li players are starting to figure out how to pilot this character as well for certain matchups. We're starting to see that also specifically in the offline premiere in France, right? Valmaster is slowly starting to find that faith in this character for good reason, right? I think there's so many things that she can do. Her damage is on point. Her strategies against one of the big tools, obviously Drive Rush, is pretty significant. Her getting around fireballs. I think she's a really, really strong package. There are inconsistencies with her anti-air because of the input itself, but other than that, I don't even think it's that much of a big deal because we've seen what happens when she gets a roundhouse anti-air. It leads to a stance switch, it leads to the follow-up, it leads to corner carry and ridiculous damage.
Yeah, exactly. She's got loads of answers, Vicious. One anti-air isn't working, there's another. If one overhead isn't working, there's another. You know, if one Koken isn't working, she can throw out the EX and follow that. She's got loads of answers. But let's not sleep on Higuchi here. He's having a tough season. But if there's any time now when he can come and perform, Kabe played great. You can take inspiration from that performance from Kabe. You don't take that as a bad thing. You can see his first stage was really good. Second stage, it's just been the complete opposite, unfortunately, for him.
Yeah, I think it's just it's a testament to what you were saying. That's really what it is. People are slowly starting to figure out how to play against Guile, and also evolving their own characters like Chun-Li. I think as amazing as Higuchi has been since the start of his career in 5 and slowly getting better, I mean, he needs to find a different look at this point. I think what this is the second time they're facing off against each other in the league, so it's hard to call. But either way, we got our pre-game interviews.
My bad, what they say here, Vicious, talk through. Higuchi said, I didn't expect him coming, but we practiced for every player on their team. Well, on the game, he actually said. So no worries. Moke's response, I want to play against a strong player, but I'm not that happy with the players I face. I hope Higuchi can meet my expectation. Whoa. He's talking that smoke, Vicious. Did he really just say that? Damn. Been too easy.
I really hope it doesn't bite him in the end. I really don't. I really wish it could have been easier, man. Don't set yourself up like this. But either way, Moke has been doing a phenomenal job overseas as well. So I love the confidence that he's bringing to the table. You need it. Show team.
We're speaking a lot about qualification places and bottom 2. Actually, top spot wise, School of Fish, if they can get a 40-0 here, they'll be just 15 points away from first place. FAV slipped up earlier, so what an opportunity it is for them.
Yeah.
No shooter on the squad to stop them either.
Oh my god.
My goodness. The one Hasanshu. What a response from Higuchi. Has her burnt out. Wants to put her in a corner here. Oh, here's that harp. It's so good.
Oh, that was such a
was
sharp
too
angle.
good, even though he walked back.
The crouching heavy punch whiffed? That was crazy. What a time to OD flash kick also from Higuchi. A big bet.
Oh, he wasn't ready. The raw drive impact connects. Not giving up on this round. Missed his juggle though.
What was that?
Man, all the charge characters are doing that, man. You parry the jump in, keep your down charge, and then surprise them with a reversal. It's so good.
It's very confusing, right? Because the animation is them standing.
Exactly. I feel like they've lost their charge. Everyone's just got to pick up on the fact they haven't.
Oh, yes. Plenty of time to react to that.
Not, oh, God, he's attacking the gauge. Nice down forward. Punch there from okay. Needs to get some momentum here back. Higuchi's looked absolutely phenomenal so far.
Oh, punish counter reaction
does
comes the Sonic Boom. That's preemptive.
Early back throw.
Oh my. Only to get back thrown.
Oh, big out of stand throw. That should be a dead Chun-Li. This is not a tournament combo. Punk would be very upset with that.
Yeah.
Tournament combos, he was dead. He was dead after the 2 hits. But Higuchi had the swag on him. You see the nod of the head there. And if a strong competitor is what you were looking for, Moke, I think you just got one with that beatdown that Higuchi just put on his opponent there. Solid guard play. Going to take a minute to himself there, Moke. Head back to the character select screen. I think rightfully so there, Vicious.
It knocked him all the way back to character select, huh? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And I remember what you were saying earlier, right? Especially during the offline premiere. It's like, come on, man, why do you got to spend all that meter? Why do you got to swag out on me? Why don't you just... It's not optimal if you have to spend all that extra meter to go past the life bar. It doesn't make sense. I was typing in the chat. I'm like, you know what, man? We're preaching to the choir. But all jokes aside, I think there was a lot to be said with Higuchi's defense and awareness of when these Hazanchus were coming. One of the things that I do like to point out when it comes to watching any Guile is if you have the time. I know it's a little tedious, but if you're like a Street Fighter fan and you kind of just want to like understand how the Sonic Boom games work, play it at a slower speed and take note every time where Guile is throwing some of these Sonic Booms and what the follow-ups are afterwards, right? You want to take a look at 1, where the boom is, 2, what the opponent does in reaction to that, and 3, what the Guile player does to rebuttal, right? It's all dependent on the spacing, mind you. So I think with that in mind, Higuchi, he's throwing out Sonic Booms where he gets to recover in time, face off against the Hazanchu and perfect parry them or interrupt it, etc. Whatever it is, he's had the right idea to force some of these erroneous or like poorly spaced Hazanchus against Moken.
Kind of vicious. Cannot Hazanchu recklessly. That's cost him life. As well as the rest of Higuchi's game just being so on point, this is not looking like a guy that's 1 in 6. Looking like a guy that's 6 and 1, if anything.
And I like that. Yeah, he's definitely had that type of record. I know mathematically it wouldn't make sense, but he was pretty good in the first half, not gonna lie.
Amazing because top performance. Looking like he's recapturing that form now. Man, you wonder. You just wonder if he pulls this off. Another upside down kick connects.
Oh. That was disgusting too. Like he walked in to check the normal. Attack on drive gauge now. Did he do it? Knee bazooka over and over again.
Oh my goodness, horrible situation there from OK.
What
no,
a
it's not a Sonic Boom. Oh, baited.
You love to see that, right? You love to see, like, even though they have a read on a fireball, if you throw out the Sonic Blade, it's not the same, right? It's just a stationary boom.
So good.
Nice punish counter. That was slick.
Yeah, need moments like that. Don't get much damage, but you get corner carry. You also slow down this boom game. Right, upside down punch. Kick just got stuffed out by stand jab. He's utilizing that stand jab a lot more now.
Oh,
ready to anti as well. Okay.
Oh no!
Just a heavy punch. Look at that combo. The stand medium into the crouch target combo. Good last minute block. This could be the end here from OK. If he's not careful. Higuchi not scared to throw himself out again. First time he wasn't ready. Oh, the confirm of the crouch mix. The stand heavy kick. Doesn't go to level 3. Oh, he should have done it. Wake up crouching short. He was in burnout. What was he scared of? Maybe scared of wake up level 1. I do not know. It doesn't matter. Higuchi. Absolute domination there over Moke. Getting his team that much needed 10 points, and there will be no 40-0 for you, School of Fish. If you're FAV, you're going to be celebrating that because it means the cap will stay a certain distance regardless of the outcome here in this result. Higuchi back to his season 1, stage 1 form, I must say. Vicious.
Yeah, it's refreshing. I was wondering when that form was going to come back. We literally prefaced this matchup with that exact statement, right? We were wondering what's going to happen with Higuchi. Has he figured out how to improve his Guile? And I will say specifically towards the matchup, he had Moke's number right out the gate. That was actually so disgusting. If you were to break, I'm going to watch that later on this week. There were so many steps he took to bait out some of the big mistakes against Moke. I think it happened to be with like, what really killed Moke is his complacency with the matchup, right? You talked about people slowly getting comfortable now with Guile. He thought he would have the right ranges to Hazanchu and kind of autopilot that. And even also trying to check the movement against Higuchi, that's tough. How many times did he open up the first round with upside down kick into like a super, sorry, even round 2, upside down kick into level 1 super. He did it like twice as an opener. And that's hard to keep track of, man. It's really hard to track down Guile's movement.
Oh, loving these real-time updates here. Now you can see where School of Fish are currently with that, dropping that 10 points. They are 40 points away from that first, that also precious first place, and just 25 points away from not qualifying. So they need to win this next one really to get comfortable and have any chance of gunning for that top place.
So this last matchup is going to be huge, but before we talk about the implications, let's talk about this right here, the stats. Although they may not be necessarily high in regards to the success rate, there's a lot to be said in regards to punish counters. I think that'd be a better stat to kind of track of. Take note of tracking, I should say. The anti-air is there, 0 for 1. That's not bad. 1 for 1, 100%. Either way you spin it, not too much of a story to be told in regards to this. But the throws, also not on the side from either. That tells you a lot about what happened in the mid-game. I think there's a lot of big punish counters that had happened from the side of Higuchi. A lot more of a fireball game for both also. Moke not really getting his chance to shine because most of the time when we see Chun-Li's, we literally saw it earlier today, we see that throw statistic ramp up pretty significantly with that character, right?
Even though she doesn't have a throw loop, man, she's got great corner carry, she's got great Oki pressure. She put you in that scenario, but he didn't get a chance to get his game going at all, and it was played on, this set was pretty much played on Higuchi's terms. Boom, boom city, baby, and he made it count. And as you mentioned there, drive impact as well, not something we saw much of, but the one we did see was successful, of course. 10 apiece, as I mentioned.
There you go.
Saichu stole Kumamoto. Much needed 10 points, I must say. Going into today, they were not far from the, 10 points away from relegation, right? So they need to really rack up the points. They're on 120 now. Gives them a bit more of a cushion and try and solidify their qualification place. Big question now, Higuchi's done his thing. Who is it? You saw? Who is it? It's Mago Jury again.
Yeah.
Mago Jury again. I criticized this last week, Vicious, and I was absolutely... Mago made me eat my words big time. He was on fire last week. He was on absolute smoke. So,
can you... Okay,
going by form...
So, can you say that? Really? Like wholeheartedly? I know he did well. I know he had some pretty good punishes, but I also was replaying that matchup specifically. I kind of want to say Dogura didn't look like he was in prime form, right? He was reacting to things that weren't even on the screen, right?
That's true. There's a bit of Dogura as well as Dogura playing poorly as well as Mago playing well. I think that wasn't Dogura's standard, and he hasn't featured enough Dogura. I think that affected his performance. Especially in an anchor match, you know? Yeah, he was a shadow of himself. That's a good point, Vicious. But take nothing away from Mago, man. He came with a killer mentality. And as soon as he sensed like fear and hesitation from Dogura, he absolutely... I've never seen him drive rush so much. I see him play Jury and he hardly ever drive rush. I'm like, why are you playing Jury? Just play Cameo or something else, you know? Like, just, if you're not going to drive rush with that character, you're just not playing it right. Man, he drive rushed more than I've ever seen him drive rush in the entire Street Fighter League season. And Dogura just wasn't ready for any of it. It was a really disrespectful, aggressive, I'm going to kill you kind of performance from Mago. Can he do it again, though? That's the big question.
I'm glad that he's starting to like really accept the drive system for what it is. I know I would watch him on streams and he'd be very reluctant to do it outside of just following up with a fireball, right? He would fireball then drive rush. I think him doing it outside of those circumstances is just fine, right? We talked about some of the best drive rushes in the game. Obviously, Jury having
Oh, Mago's talking some smoke. Let's get some translation here, guys. Any Japanese speakers in the stream chat? What did he just say about JP? Didn't seem good.
It scared the hell out of me.
We had to stop commentating there, Vicious.
I lost
dead in the camera's face there.
I forgot what I was trying to say.
Damn.
That scared the hell out of me. I was like, what? What the heck was that? Oh boy. What were we talking about?
I completely forgot. It's just not that I don't listen to you. I always do listen to you. I listen to you on the game. You got your voice on the game, mate. But sorry, Mago completely deleted my brain cells there. Whatever he just said.
We're gonna talk about the pre-game interview at least. Nemo, he had mentioned I lost the okay that last time we faced GyoGun, but I went to Mago's Kami, right? He was talking about like the previous seasons. He said I assume Mago was thinking Kami is the reason he lost, but that's not it. So he's kind of just talking about like the history of the previous characters that Mago had chosen, and Mago with his big rebuttal. I'd imagine the information's coming in live. I think people are guessing I was shocked when I lost to Nemo with Kami. People, you are correct, and I'm gonna win with Jury. Jesus.
There you go. He definitely said something about JP too, so I'm just going to put my own little translation in there. Your JP's trash, and I'm going to bust your head with a weaker character. as if he's like a weak character. I mean, Jury.
キャミーでやっぱりこういろいろあったからこそ今のこのジュリーに到達したという部分はね実際ありそうですよ。
Funny about that is like you know as of late we haven't seen that much that many juries being represented in a top 8, right?
No, she's been falling off. Remember when the game first came out? We had like 3 juries in every top 8. I think people are starting to figure out how to slow her down. She's very strong in certain matchups, but she has a really hard time against projectile characters. Apart from JP, I think she fights JP quite well because when she knows when to drive rush in, she can close the gap quite quickly. Her drive rush is maybe second best in the game, so she's got a chance in this matchup just because of that. But against Guile, against Chun-Li, even against Ryu, I've seen juries really struggle.
Very interesting. I think, oh man, I want to know what that stat is like, even in a master rank. I want to know what the jury JP spread is like. I think you might be onto something. I think that he might just be or she might just be a valid counter to JP. Who knows?
I can't remember if it was Street Fighter League US, but someone went jury for JP. And absolutely battered the JP. And you guys got some strong JPs on there. I can't remember if it was USA or was it somewhere else I saw that, but the juries don't mind this matchup. I'm not saying she wins it, but her mobility and the stylistic approach of those projectiles don't hold her down like traditional projectiles do. She can get around them. I've seen her, and then she's got the meaty fireball as well on JP's wake up, which changes his wake up choices. He's got to be much more careful with the OD amnesia, of course, vulnerable to projectiles. No, I've seen juries make that look really decent for jury. Cammy didn't work out. I think in the early stages we thought Cammy was a horrible matchup for JP, but the JPs have just got better and better at the matchup. And as Nemo mentioned, he beat his Cammy earlier in the season. So he said it was kind of cheeky win. It's going to be jury this time.
That's a valid observation. I totally forgot that was part of the discussion. That Cammy had a really fun time against the JP matchup. Then we slowly started to see it get figured out. This meta, like, despite all the discourse you see on social media, I'm really enjoying the evolution of the meta.
I love it. Oh man, it's evolved so much in such a short space of time. Wow.
Oh. Very aggressive start. Oh, that would have been an important back throw for Nemo. Either way, he just stopped short of the drive rush, the anti-air, and I love that directly upward too. I love that hitbox.
Teleported on me. That might come with both sides. Sometimes that's what it is. See, you can't jump on her when she does a drive rush. Didn't believe in the Oki that follows the knockdown. It's legit. Believing it now as Mago-san takes the first round here against him. Try to press a button there and wake up. The right choice.
Got some valid points with this matchup right now. Oh, great block on the overhead as well. Uppercut, keeping his ground, which is really important too. He's getting pushed to the corner a little bit. The counter hit stoppage on the drive rush. That's smart. Low medium kick so far.
Oh, good jump. Got behind that drive rush. Wow, wake up, crouch, jab. The overhead does connect this time.
Cool. Big punish. Oh, could have been a bigger punish counter off of the low forward. Maybe he was unsure.
Level 3.
Didn't get to. Oh, it's fine. His level 3 could kill here. For either. And that's fine for Nemo.
Range on that jab. Why did that reach, Vicious? He backdashed and the second jab still connected.
I feel like it always reaches. Drive rush forward jab, drive rush forward crouching medium. Either one, right? Crouching medium punch or crouching medium kick from JP is just, it's got so much range. It's so belligerent.
Yep.
Oh boy.
He actually had to kill a couple times that first round. Didn't drive rush his jab, didn't level 3 off the swipe.
Right.
Worked out well for him because he got around anyway, and he wins. Sets up the ODA. Departure. He's in the corner now. This game was looking so good. Gonna get burnt out. Huge. He's gonna burn himself out. Not gonna level 3. I thought he'd just do that to recover some gauge.
Oh, it's so hit! That was so awkward! Did you see that?
Engine. What a choice.
What was that interaction?
That was crazy vicious. He didn't go to level 3 as well. He gone for Feng Shui engine. Face out of parry. Reversal. Still some Feng Shui there. He's gonna get an opening. Another safe jump set up. No, he just goes for the knockdown. Oh, he gets hit. Mago's gonna bring it back. Mago-san. Mago-san.
Mago-san!
Nemo just frozen in the corner. Feng Shui engine activation, what a choice. Actually genius, because it allows him time to recover his drive meter. Instead of going for the level 3, which would have got more damage, but would have still been in burnout after he landed it. Man, that's incredible foresight there from Mago. So clever.
Truly.
Sacrifice the damage in order to recover the gauge. And he got
having a level 1 to spare as well.
Yeah, too, yeah. Level 1 in burnout, very important. Don't want to be in a checkmate scenario. Oh, I'm not ready to answer this.
Hey, that's a jump reset. That's not bad for Mago on defense.
Oh. Yeah, that could have been way worse.
Oh, he didn't see it coming. I don't know if Mago would have done anything other than parry, perhaps, or maybe drive the pack back. OD will spend it for the burnout, but he's still stuck in this corner. He got him.
Oh, he goes for the driving backs again. What a round from Nemo.
Damn.
All the right reads.
All the right reads and all the right spacing. We got the OD departure right in front of him as well. Not too much damage to the drive gauge. Mago, he's biding his time, right? He's looking for the big opener. Now he's in a space where he can't departure for free, and I like that dive kick. There was a counter at OD Amnesia. Block the rest of it.
Yeah, medium and then stopped. Gets back from his troubles though. Ooh, the jab straight. Nice, catches him low there, does Nemo. Looking for the delayed roundhouse. Checks the drive rush up close, goes into level 3. Break wall defense right now from Nemo. Mago struggling to get going. Gonna do. I'm not gonna OD depart. Yeah, he's got me an OD departure. No, just gonna do a safe jump.
Oh, that was awkward. He dashed back for a standing short to counter poke. Mago just opted for the jump out. No uppercut.
Yeah, I think he went for the throw bait.
Level 3. No, level 2.
Again. That's level 2.
Oh my god.
Gonna get
I thought it was gonna go into level 3.
Safe jump. Oh, good blocks. Oh, he gets him open up again. Mago's making his facial engine count big time. The throw. Amnesia. No, he can't do that. Perfect parry jab. Overhand. You're kidding me. He's going to steal it. Oh, Nemo, son. Nemo weathered the storm. Got the opening vicious. I thought that round was definitely Mago's. I'm loving the facial engine application.
I'm going to disagree with you on that. He had drive rush behind the low forward, and he needed one more sequence, right? He did drive rush. If he had done drive rush, he would have solidified a level 3, and he would have been able to kill. I think he would have been able to kill with the life remaining.
Oh, you mean when he activated? No,
yeah, that last sequence, he could have done low forward and built a level 3 up into the drive rush, right? I don't know. I have to check out the life again. Maybe you're right.
Yeah, I need to watch that again. It seemed like the right choice, but just some good defensive choices from Nemo. Now he gets the fact. Oh, he's burnt him out. He's going to stun him straight away. No time wasted. Didn't see it coming.
Got a double departure.
Oh, just cooked in his face. Are you serious? Are you serious?
He's very serious.
Lucas just wake up jab there, but you're just not thinking. Yeah, massive read. Oh my god, Nemo, please. Never had this time.
Oh, that's huge! No, you gotta make the most of it, man. There's so many big drops from Mago right now.
Yeah, big drops. Ranging again. Yeah, it's getting mileage. This just could be right. Is it going to close out? We've seen him activate twice and die twice. This time he should be able to get a kill. No. The neutral jump medium punch. He's got his gauge back as well. Mago does close out that round.
Just like that. Oh, big whiff punish. Now gets to push him to the corner. Just one dash, still able to get a meaty.
There's that trusted jab again in the middle of your string. Catches him trying to backdash. Level 3. Wow, he blocked the roundhouse and just went straight for a drive rush. What a call out from Nemo. Talk about overextending your opponent's frames. Oh, that Kumamoto's not going to work.
Come on, guys. This is why I do appreciate the feng shui.
Just going to attack the gauge. Burns himself out there with that OD Amnesia. Gets the side switch. Got the whole screen to work with now. Mago's got to be patient. Can't get impatient here. We've got some more Feng Shui. There's that jab again. Feng Shui's gone.
Oh.
Ooh.
Anti-air.
Anti-air.
Very jump
One
happy.
jump too many from Mago. Goes in. What's the kind of reaction? The trade isn't good. The low connects. Too far from crouch medium to link. One more hit will do it for Nemo. Big jump. Oh my god, the button was recovering. Mago-san with the jump of a lifetime. Vicious, can you believe? Oh my goodness, that's that medium. So much recovery. What?
It's tough. It's tough to see that normal win. We talked about this earlier. At this stage of the game, both of these guys are professionals at the end of the day. You can't be whipping these type of long recovery buttons against the other man.
Oh, let's hit pop. Wow, they actually got the recovery though. That's heavy punch. Oh, bad anti. Press the wrong button. What characters are you thinking of? Crouch medium punch. Just gets hit. Standing. What's going on here?
Jesus.
Nemo falling apart.
Oh, God. Oh! Nemo again didn't have the best record coming into this. We can't see it get any worse than this. We really can't, especially with the amount of points that they need. Nice pickup. We'll take that.
Oh, the crouch medium gets whiff punished. Could have been way more, but he already committed to the Phantom. Worked himself out here. The bush cut. Just drive reversals out of there. Why not? Burns himself out in the process, and he's gonna get a hit. It was a great choice from Mago. Doesn't want to do it. Anything that mix up.
Totally understandable.
Set point, Mago here. The newly found form continues there, Vicious. And for Nemo, a familiar place, unfortunately. He's heading towards another loss. Iguchi was able to banish the demon. Can Nemo? Not looking good there with that jump.
Phantom started. He's looking for the jumps, right? He's baiting him out, trying to catch a forward movement, any forward movement, really. The anti-air is there. Can't go into the departure. Here we go. There it is. Yes, sir. Man, Momo, he was waiting forever for that misplaced OD spike. And OD spike, too, from Nemo. It's really unorthodox for him to throw it from that far, man.
Almost burnt out here. Oh, that should be it. The roundhouse connects. Mago-san gonna take it. 3-1, and Nemo, the nightmare continues. No Shuto this week. Surely an absolute massive error from this team, who have been in this situation before. Usually 20-0 down, but then Shuto comes and brings it back. Nemo could not be the Shuto they needed, and Mago, massive smile on his face. What a result! But man, that pick still leaving me somewhat bewildered, I must say, Vicious, to not play Shuto in anchor. Wow.
He was popping off on him too. I'd imagine he was saying like, how about that? How do you feel about that? You gonna talk about that record?
Like that?
You gonna hold that, right? Yeah, that's cool. Like, he popped up like crazy. I was dying. If you saw his player cam, he was going in, bro. It was so good. Ooh, I love Mago's character, bro. He really is. He is a character, for sure.
Always been one of my favorites. And you know what? His record is improving week by week now. He was 1-3 2 weeks ago. Now he's going to be 2-4. Got a win last week. His first win of the season last week. Sorry, the second stage last week. Got a win here as well. He'll be climbing up that performance table with wins like this. And of course, he's not wins for 10 points, Vicious. He's put himself in anchor place both times. So 40 points picked up for his team there in the space of just two weeks. That's an impressive stuff.
That puts him at 145, if I'm not mistaken, in comparison to Detonation. I think that leapfrogs back over. So School of Fish, they retain their second place. Excuse me. Second placement. That's what it is. English is hard at this hour, bro. English is very hard right now.
Mate, you've just been on a however long flight back from Dominican Republic. You can be forgiven, bro. But yeah, you're right. I think they're on 145 now. They've closed the gap from a 30-point gap at the top to a 20-point gap. So it's 20 points away from FAV now. Do they still have to play FAV? That's interesting. Oh my god. I'd love to see the fixture.
I got you. So, I got you. So, GyoGun against FAV Gaming, that's going to be in Section 9. So it's the second to last week of the season. They have to play against FAV.
Oh my days. Okay. Juicy.
Yeah. The drama continues, bro. I'm telling you. This is the best you're ever gonna get right now for Street Fighter League Japan. For Street Fighter 6. I mean, obviously it's really early to call. We have next year, perhaps. Perhaps. It's not guaranteed. But I will say, man, it's only getting better every single time. I know it sounds cliche. I know I've said that in plenty of trailers. It only gets better. That's just the fact of the matter, baby. And it's only one of the many reasons that we got. But I think it's really something to say to the benefit of the players, man. No matter what, how they perform here in the team stage of it all, or like the team format of it all, obviously it's for the betterment of their own improvement as individuals towards Capcom Cup 10. I think this is one of the best practices that you can have for high pressure, high level, and just being up on the big stage. It's the best kind of practice you can ask for.
Couldn't agree more. And you know what? It's easy to forget Vicious, but as long as Street Fighter League has been going, this is our first Street Fighter League and Street Fighter 6. I feel like it's our third or fourth Street Fighter 6. The amount of data, the amount of information, the amount of player development we've seen in such a short space of time. In this new iteration of Street Fighter, still just 3-4 months old, still a very new game. And we're seeing the game evolve, we're seeing the team and the players turn up. Machabo is a great example of this. We're yet to see Machabo truly peak in this game. Probably needs to find a character that suits him better, in my opinion. But there's so many more talents to still see, and so many emerging talents coming out. And School of Fish embodying that with that performance today against a pretty strong Saishunkan Kumamoto, but not strong enough as a Mago. Got a very definitive win there. In the final game against Nemo. Post-match interviews now. It's Moke speaking first. We'll get the translation shortly. You can see he less smiley, more emotional. You can see what it means to him. Attacking that first place, trying to get straight to grand finals. They're well within their reach. And as Vicious alluded to earlier, they're actually going to play this season before the season's done. Just 20 points between them, and they have to play each other in a couple of circuits time. So if they stay that close by the time that match comes up, that's going to be an absolute banger. And FAV, suddenly from being in a comfortable position after losing this week, could fall off top spot in the last hurdle. Here's Magno. I heard something about Nemo and a lot of attitude from Mako.
I don't know how Aru-san or Hameko-san keep a straight face when it comes to interviewing Mago. These guys are professionals, man. But let's get the post-game interview going in, right? Machabo, we talked about it earlier. He said we were surprised by the order Saishunkan had made. Everyone did a great job. Also, there wasn't much to do about Moke, so not much bad things going on there, which is great. That's a pretty big deal, being able to chop the legs off of Moke with someone like Higuchi. Mizuha, he said, I was thinking Kabe was really frustrated about the game, but I stuck to my move firmly. I'm looking at the other side, actually. Moke, he was saying earlier, there was a lot of strong players in the world, and I'd like to thank all the players who faced me. He really enjoyed the game that he played. Interesting, okay. I see. We still have plenty more, right? We still got Mago's interpretations. I'm sure it's going to be something emphatic.
Yeah, hopefully something really fun and funny. We already saw the tone was matching that. He's been quite a character, so here he is now. Mago, I forgot to prepare my headband. He did say he was bringing his headband this week. He forgot his headband. I forgot to prepare the headband until just before the stream starts. So has he got it? I don't know what the rest of the translation is. So he hasn't got the headband. He was planning to whip it out after that phenomenal victory he had last week in Anchor again. But it doesn't look like he's going to have the headband ready. But you know Mago's not playing when it comes to that. It's not September Mago anymore, it's Headband Mago. That's the one you got to watch out for, guys.
It's got to be all year Mago. I think Sinkola said it multiple times. Like, you got to drop the month, bro. It's got to be all year long now. You gotta be a beast all year round, which is like what he's aiming towards. I think his utilization of drive rush is getting better, right?
You see what he says there? Okay, this makes sense. More translations from Mago's interview here. I was preparing mainly for Shuto, who I was expecting to be coming on for the Anchor game. Now, you know there's a couple teams in this league who have one Anchor always. And that's DetonatioN and Saishunkan. Seoul Kumamoto, it's always going to be Shuto and Anka. It's always going to be Fudo and Anka, respectively. So he was actually expecting Shuto, but he was relieved he was able to win against Nemo instead this time. Probably relieved when he saw it was Nemo and it wasn't Shuto as well. And echoing what we're thinking, Vicious. No Shuto. Easier points, you could argue, and they got it. They got the victory.
Yeah, I can't imagine what the strategy is from the side of Saishunkan Seoul Kumamoto. Right, you could justify it by saying, you know what, I want to stay in shape. I want to make sure that I am in competitive form. So please put me in the anchor. Overall, he has to say at the end of the day, it didn't work out for him this time. Perhaps it's something he'll look forward to changing in the future. Going into the stats at hand, anti-airs is a pretty big deal. 4 out of 12 against Jury. And that's not to say because of the dive kick factor. In fact, there's only, what, like maybe 2 that had happened throughout the entirety of that game, and the rest hit raw. Really, really interesting note. His roundhouse clipped out one of the crouching HPs, one of the crouching heavy punches from JP during the first part of the set. I kind of want to know why that interaction happened, but that's probably just a timing thing instead of an interaction because of the hitbox. Yeah, okay, okay.
I'm guessing it was just, they just beat him to the punch. He just got them before it became active. Okay. What else we got?
That makes sense.
2 out of 7 on the throws. 2 out of 4 on the throws.
Yeah,
So
2 out of 7, pretty important.
kind of leaning towards the favor of Maga, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't actually reverse as much. 4 out of 4.
Yeah. For that stat specifically, you're looking at drive impact as a combo tool for JP, right? There are moments in a level 2 where you can get like the double drive impact to take away a lot of the gauge. That, although it's a misleading stat, right? Although it's 100%, it's not the drive impacts that lead to the wall splat or the stun in burnout, right? So that's a different type of stat to keep track of. Despite it being 100%, most people would complain like, damn, this is a good stat. How did you not get this W? Fact of the matter is, JP has a very, very unique way of comboing into DIs. So it didn't lead to the victory, didn't lead to the burnouts that he was looking for that would cause a stun as often, but that's just how the tail went. So 30 points to the side of GyoGun, currently swimming upstream, getting very, very close to that FAV dethroning. We'll see if that happens though, right? As Femi had talked about, we still have that matchup coming underway, but that's not going to be until the second to last section here in regulation play. Saishunkan Seoul Kumamoto still in a little bit of a struggle, currently in trouble, still in 4th place, but now with 120 points to their name. That is the conclusion of this week's matches. Man, it's been pretty close in comparison to last week where we had a 40 ball, 30 ball, then the tiebreaker. But this time, it was a little bit easier in time. We got 40 points, 30 and 30. Not too bad any way you spin it. But Cyclops, I gotta say, they are truly the MVPs of this week. How do you feel about that matchup?
Back in the races, putting Shinobism in a terrible situation, I must say, and I'm dying to see what their next fixtures are. Cyclops, though, you can't predict. You don't know how they're going to perform, but clearly they've done it. Now, Shinobism, for the first time in a long time, they're at the bottom of the table. You can see FAV, 20 points clear at the top there, 165 points. GyoGun closing the gap, though. They were 30 points away, and they're 20 points away, so FAV can't afford to make many more mistakes. And, of course, as you mentioned, Vicious, they've got to play each other. DetonatioN still very much in with the races, 140 points for them, and then Saishunkan, so Kumamoto not having the best week. Just 10 points out of the tally, only 20 points away from non-qualification zone with Cyclops hot on their heels. It is a really interesting season still to go. Okay, this is what I want to see, Vicious. How many more we have? 1, 2, 3 more matches. Wow. 4. Oh, 4.
4. Yeah, we got 7, 8, 9, and 10 to conclude the rest of regulation play. Yeah, we just concluded section 6. So really, really excited to see how it all comes together. We already had a couple of the runbacks happen, by the way. Just a little FYI, we did have those runbacks happen already for certain teams. But this is what the spread's going to be like for next time. It's going to be GyoGun facing off against DetonatioN FocusMe, Cyclops Athlete Gaming OSAKA versus Saishunkan Seoul Kumamoto. Damn, that is heavy. Then, of course, the guys at the high table, FAV Gaming versus the guys at the bottom of the barrel currently, Shinobism Gaming.
これはだから魚群
lot of points to be had.
Well, very interesting situation we have here. We have second versus third in School of Fish taking on Detonation, and of course GyoGun up against Saiju. So I think they're next to each other as well. So
あとはまあ忍びやここで
not
す
far
ね
from
こ
each
の
other
ホ
as
ームまあ1位のファ
Massive
ブ
game
で
for
は
Cyclops. They're away from home, so they'll
こ
have
こ
to
で
get
どれ
counter
だけ
picks.
取れるか
I'm sure Shooter will be returning for that one. I mean, massive Mr. Disappointing this week. So that will be a hard one to win. And then, of course, Shinobism sitting at the bottom. But as you mentioned, Vicious, 4 games remaining, which means, in theory, mathematically, still 160 points off the grabs, right? 40, 80, 160. So, despite being at the bottom, Shinobism still very much have it in their hands if they can start pulling out some big results.
Absolutely right. Be sure to tune into the schedule. Yep,
Wow.
that's right, right there. The 9th, you saw it, right? Or the 9th week.
Yep,
That's
yep.
exactly it.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, we're actually getting so close to Capcom Cup already. Like, I feel like the game just came out. It really did feel like it just came out. Well, hey, there's a lot to be excited for. We have so many more games of Street Fighter League Japan to come through, but we also have the conclusion of the World Warriors happening all across the globe. We also have our final qualifiers to go into Capcom Cup 10. We've talked about the prize pool, baby. Over $2 million on the line, with first place taking $1 million. We talked about it just now. The online premieres, slowly rounding them out. The offline ones, they're all done with the exception of the last chance qualifier. We count that. We'll count it as a last or an offline premiere, in my opinion. The World Warriors, some of them are starting to get into the final preparation. So, with that in mind, the 48 players making it into Capcom Cup, pick your favorites. Pay attention to every single region. If you can't do it, just in case, CapcomProTour.com is where you need to go to keep track of everything. I know for sure I can't do it, so I just make sure to check out the results every single week. You guys can do it as well. And I had the luxury of meeting up with Gachikun this past weekend to talk about and congratulate his current victory over the rest of the world, over the offline premiere. And also, I can't wait to shake this guy's hand. Chris Wong, part of Yes Esports, taking down the French premiere with that very, very impressive Luke play. Really, really influential and inspiring, if you will. This is also something we're looking forward to. This is happening this weekend, right?
Yeah, this weekend, baby. Massive, massive. Look how stacked that is. Fudo, Morke, Tokido. Is that Shuto in winners as well? And then you have Yamaguchi, Fenrir, and Kakeru, and Kazunoko. Just juicy match after juicy match. The World Warrior Japan final taking place this weekend, guys. 1 p.m. Japan time start, 11/18. Saturday, you cannot miss it. It's going to be, someone else will be crowned, and it's so hard to call. Just think about the players that are not in that one. I mean, good lord. What a ridiculously stacked.
Could go, it really could go anywhere, and it's wild to see, man. You have to follow along as much as you can. If you can't check it out live, be sure to check out the VODs. It's ever so important as we see the stories really unraveling. The Capcom Pro Tour, we have all the registrations now live, and it's currently going on for all of the remaining qualifiers. I know we had just concluded one of the European ones. We saw Jammers and Ringe this past weekend. I had to catch up on the VOD of that as well. We had somebody from Italy, I believe, take the championship spot.
The Dalsin player, his name's completely escaped me, but he was unstoppable.
Yeah,
so yeah, there's going to be more like that coming up. No, he's been around. That's how Phenom plays the Dalsin match so well. He plays online a lot. Very solid Dalsin player. Very unique style of Dalsin as well when he plays. And I think it was Halibel in the final from Germany. Commiserations to him, couldn't quite do it in the end. Now, we've also got Argentina World Warrior finals coming up. We've got Japan this weekend, as mentioned. The EU ones. So it's all going to happen. Remember, 26 World Warriors will be at the Capcom Cup final. It's a lot of events to get through. So keep an eye out. And as Rich mentioned, Capcom.com to see some of the schedules.
That's right. It was Garnett, by the way, qualified for Capcom Cup. Congrats to him, by the way. We're going to watch that VOD. With that in mind, hey, ladies and gentlemen, another week under our belt. We still got plenty more weeks to go. You don't want to miss it. We appreciate y'all for staying tuned all the way through for every single bit of Street Fighter 6. That's the rest for all of us here. To you guys, take care. From Femi to myself, F-Word and Vicious, we thank you guys, and we'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.
Just give me the mic.
次回セカンドステージ第7節でお会いいたしましょう。さよなら。またね。